The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Good morning, everyone!
Today is National Be a Dork Day.
What a dork.
Dorks. You're going to live alone your entire life because you're a nerdy, dorky geek.
Get those nerds! Nerd! Nerd!
Little did I know that I would come to this house and it would be all these nerds, and I would happen to like one of these nerds.
Thanks to you, the nerds can breathe easy. Except the ones with asthma, which is all of them.
Nerds. Let's get this show started!
Well, I'll be damned. I think it's fair to say that we've all been through one hell of a weekend. And after all that insanity, we're ready to chill out and have some damn fun here with you on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Thanks for dialing us in. My life partner, Cubby, is here. You're about the coolest sumbitch that I know, Josh.
That's never been said.
So you likely have no idea the background on this. What is this? National Nerd Day? Dork Day? What are we doing?
Dork Day.
Dork Day.
Dork Day. You likely have no idea what's going on.
Well, you know, I am so not clued in to dork that I thought it was a reference to a penis. I've heard that before.
The whale penis, right?
Well, yeah.
We used just to say, like, oh, dude, he just got kicked in the dork. You know, it would be
really?
Oh, I've never heard that before.
You haven't?
No.
Tina, let me kick you in it.
All right, yeah, you just
And then
demonstrated for me.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yes, technically, I think a whale's penis is called a dork. But, like Josh is saying, it's also a fairly common, I guess not with the young people, but it used to be a fairly common slang term for a pecker. So at first you thought it was some penis celebration?
Well, I had to look it up right now. I guess it's what I like to call nerds. Is that what this is all about?
All right, yeah. I've heard you say that before. Look at that pack of nerds. Because you're a cool dude. You call out the nerds
right.
now and again. You know how I know Josh is not a dork?
How's that?
Would a dork sit down and read every damn last word of their company's employee policy handbook?
Bingo!
Right?
Totally not.
Would a dork sit down and read every single word in their company employee policy handbook? The answer is no.
That's because I'm him. I'm the Sigma Chad around here.
And then be shocked that the rest of us didn't. What do you mean you didn't read it?
No, I knew you guys wouldn't. I know your reading levels.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, there's multi-syllable words in there. No pictures whatsoever.
Oh.
What did you say? You're the Sigma what?
I'm the Sigma Chad.
What the hell?
See, the Chad ones up the Sigma. You guys aren't familiar?
No.
Such dorks. You're not familiar with the middle school language today.
No, this is, help me out with this, because I do love to learn new slang terms or whatever I like to learn new slang from you, who learns it from
6th and 7th and 8th graders.
my godson.
Yeah, and his friends.
You are the Sigma Chad?
Well, first I'm him. I am him.
Yeah, he is him.
Like the man. Sigma.
Okay. I'm writing this down. If I think I'm nailing it, I say I'm him.
Yeah, like you make an incredible catch. I'm him. Right?
Okay, that we're off to a bad start.
Whoever he is. I don't know who he is, but you are him.
Okay, all right.
And then, let's say you got your alpha, right?
Alpha, yes. That's something I picked up on a few weeks ago, thanks to you people. There's a lot of people out there, apparently, that like to claim that they are an alpha.
Yeah, that's cool and all. I'm a Sigma. And the Sigma is like an alpha wearing a leather jacket, right? Riding a motorcycle.
Okay.
Like, I don't abide by your rules. I'm an outsider. I'm a badass, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
From what I understand, okay, I got to get to this text in a second. What I understand is a Chad kind of is an addition to a Sigma even. Like, you are the most Sigma of Sigmas when you're a Sigma Chad.
Friggin' A, I'm lost.
Me too.
I had it. I really did. I had it there for a minute. But now I've lost where we're going with that.
Now, vertically challenged Jesus says that, what the Sigma, her son says all the time. Yeah, my son says that all the time as well.
As in the same as what the hell? Instead, you say what the Sigma?
What the Sigma, yeah.
All right, I got it.
Yeah, oh yeah, Giat, heard that around the house a lot. Riz. Yep, Riz.
I've heard Riz.
There's some, I got to pay more attention to some of the combinations because a buddy of mine texted me a bunch of gibberish to the point where I texted him back and asked him, he said, hey, say this to your son, right? And I asked him, did you just have a stroke? Because there was all these words I'd never, like skibidi.
Skibidi.
And a few other things. And I said it to my son. And he, I'll tell you what, he knew exactly what I was saying, and he had a prepared response. Wow. And he told me, he's like, yeah, middle schoolers, they're speaking this gibberish, and they all speak it.
See what I'm talking about? That's one cool dude sitting across the room from me right now.
Skibidi.
One cool dude.
You know what? I am so him. Somebody just said I deserve a Himmy, an award for being him.
Congratulations on your Hemi, sir.
Doesn't your truck have a Hemi too?
My truck does have a Hemi, a 5.7-liter V8 Hemi. Crazy fish guy Jesus said, if you're a Sigma, you can Sigma balls. Oh! You know, I needed that. What a weird weekend it was, and I needed that. Thank you.
I'll try to catch up on all this hip new verbiage as best I can.
What the Sigma? Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Skibidi.
There's another version of Riz.
Oh, yeah?
I can't. Shoot, I wish I could remember what exactly it is.
If you want to celebrate, get back to us on that. If you want to celebrate Dork Day, how about this? Why are you a dork? Text us, 651-989-9393. What's dorky about you?
Could I just say what's not dorky about me? I think that'll be quicker.
Well, I was going to say the same thing about Dana.
Yeah.
What's not dorky about Dana?
That's a good point. Like, I definitely would consider myself a dork because a lot of my interests, the YouTube channels I follow, all the what I watch on YouTube, things like that. But Dana, you're the most outward dork I think I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's an honor.
And I don't mean that as an insult.
He insists upon it. He does. He insists upon it.
Well, I just embrace it. I like what I like, and I enjoy liking things.
Yeah, don't feel defensive. Like I said, I don't mean any offense.
Oh, no. I took that as a compliment, Josh.
Well, let's not go too far. I didn't mean that. I more meant that as a statement of fact.
Okay, fair enough.
Not trying to compliment you in any way.
But not dissing you in any way. This
also
person
not
says,
a diss, yes.
My son's 13. There's also a Skibidi Riz and Ohio Riz. Yes, I've heard those as well.
What's Ohio Riz?
Oh, they're. I didn't know that it was geographical Riz.
Let's see. Here's what's dorky about Porta Potty Poop Pumper Jesus. He watches a lot of anime.
Oh, yeah? I never got involved in this stuff. Heard of it. Never got involved in it.
I think that's getting popular in middle school as well. I got my buddy I was telling you that texts me the skibidi, all those types of words. He's huge into anime. Huge.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I could learn a thing or two.
Vertically challenged, she's back. She has a thing about birds, loves her little birdie. She's a nerd for birds.
Okay.
Oh, my sister has a bird app where she can catalog the birds she sees when she's out and about.
Dude, my dad has a bird feeder or a bird house, whatever, and it has a camera, and it'll tell you that exact same stuff, too.
That's pretty bad.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
People are talking about Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering.
I love Magic the Gathering.
Foundry Rat Jesus. My wife thinks it's dorky, but I can correctly guess a year of a classic vehicle based on the grill. I'm pretty good at guessing years of vehicles, but not classic vehicles like that. I wish I was better at that.
Yeah, a lot of people can tell by like just the headlights and stuff too.
Mm-hmm. I used to be able to do that. Not anymore, not by a long shot. But there was a stretch of time.
Other Josh Jesus said, I'm 33, spent $400 on Star Wars trading cards Friday. Spent 20-plus hours playing it over the weekend.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call you out here, but we're having a conversation about Dorks on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
Wait a minute, spent how much money on Star Wars trading cards?
$400.
I didn't even know there was Star
and then
Wars trading cards.
played them? I mean, how do you play them? Do you guys
I don't
know?
Do you mean like trading that? He said played.
Is it like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Magic the Gathering.
There's a game where here I've got a Darth Vader and that beats your Obi-Wan Shinobi or whatever.
Yeah, it beats R2-D2.
I got you. There could be something there. Sure.
Millennial Steel Cutter Jesus. I'm a complete nerd. I role play and dress up in army gear and shoot plastic pellets at each other. I don't think
That is
that's nerdy.
awesome.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, and
kind of nerdy.
As everybody knows, the nerd, dork. Oh, how does a grown person say this? The traits that a lot of nerds or dorks display have become so mainstream. It's very different than it was 30, 35, 40 years ago, where nerds and dorks, they weren't ready to talk about some of their habits, some of their routines. Because so many people would just jump down their throats. It is absolutely embraced.
If you were a nerd or dork, whatever you want to call it, back when we were growing up, I mean, that was like a real negative thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're chastised, made fun of.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's embraced. And it shows you got some personality.
And it's friggin' fun. I mean, some of it is just straight up fun. I don't. I know very little about, some of these things. What were you saying? Magic the Gathering and trading Star Wars cards. I know zero about such things, but it's always fun to learn something new, and a lot of it just comes off like a lot of fun. So, I mean, for me personally, what makes me dorky, probably my overabundance of knowledge on the rock band Kiss. I mean, that's really dorky. I thought it was cool for a few years. It's really not.
Maybe like some of the memorabilia you have, like the
pinball
action
machine
figures, pinball machine. That could be considered dorky.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Not only my knowledge of Kiss, but sure, I do have some collectibles. Very little compared to, I mean, my God, there are people out there who have dedicated entire rooms, decorated their entire home. But still, there's that as well, sure. The pinball machine, which hasn't worked in 15 years.
Oh, I thought you got that fixed.
No, every time I think to call somebody about it, I
bet that's not cheap.
No.
Oh, God.
You probably got, like 2 guys in the Twin Cities that do it?
There's not a lot. And also, I mean, speaking of the straight-up fact that nerd society, dork society has, found its groove, and it's so much more accepted, I would call myself a bit of a dork because of my inability to grasp any form of new technology. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm now the dork, right? You see,
you're the outsider.
I'm the odd man out. I'm the outcast now. 25, 30 years ago, only dorks and nerds knew how to operate a computer. Now I am the nerd and the dork because I don't understand a word of it. So things have changed.
You're kind of also dorky, like with
take it easy.
Jersey numbers and stuff like that.
Well, that's I think I'd categorize that more as an odd
cool.
quirk.
Yeah, it's cool, but I don't know. It's kind of dorky.
No,
too.
I get what you're saying, Wapple.
Dorky, yeah.
It kind of makes you a bad person overall.
Yeah, horrible.
Oh, well, that's okay.
The worst person ever.
What's different about that is it's not as if I sit down and study. Like if I sat down and studied rosters, hockey, football, baseball rosters, just in case somebody asked me what player wore what number, that would be dorky. It's more of an odd quirk that I just remember them and I don't know why. But I see where you're going.
You're the Rizzler.
Help me out.
Skibidi.
Why am I the...
You're Skibidi Rizzler.
Yeah, that's some Ohio Riz right there.
Sigma Chad.
Just forget it. Because I don't understand. Feel free to text us on what makes you a dork. We got a couple of them visiting our program later on this morning, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder.
Yeah, that's true. Those guys are dorky in their own ways.
Cubby, if you don't mind me bringing up, Cubby lost a dog over the weekend.
I'm so sorry, Josh. That's awful.
Cubby lost a pup over the weekend. Always tough when you gotta put a dog down, skis.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Sorry to hear that.
We knew it was coming. I mean, we knew. I still thought we had a few more months with him, but Friday my wife called after the show and said that he took a turn for the worse overnight, and he was at the point we had to make the decision. That was I've had to do it before. Certainly, we've had dogs my whole life, but I guess I forgot how awful of an experience that was. It was terrible.
Everybody goes through
worse,
it.
When the family's so upset. And
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always brutal. We feel for you, son.
Well, it's nice of you to say. And I feel for anybody. I know we get texts every once in a while from people that have to do it, and you're losing a family member. And
we get a lot of shout-outs.
We do.
Texted in saying, adios to Fido. He had a good run. Who's your favorite fictional dog? Over the weekend, I saw somebody made up a list of their favorite fictional dogs.
Easy.
Well, Scooby-Doo.
Clifford.
Really?
Clifford. I was really into Clifford when I was a kid.
Clifford?
Yeah. Always.
Scooby.
You could have given me 20 minutes and I wouldn't have come up with Clifford.
Really? The big red dog.
Yeah, I gotta go along with the boys here, Ashley. No disrespect, but Clifford's been around forever. I gotta say that growing up, I would bump into Clifford books now and again. And I never gave two pumps about that bastard. I couldn't, for whatever reason, I couldn't accept Clifford.
Oh, I always wanted to be his owner. I think her name was Emily, if I remember correctly. I want to be Emily so bad.
Let me roll through these.
Snoopy would be another one for me, or Astro.
Oh, yeah.
From the
Snoopy.
Jets.
Astro.
Snoopy's number one.
Astro
Underdog.
from the Jetsons, Underdog. I love the Underdog cartoon. What was his lady's name? He was always trying to impress his lady. Oh, somebody tell me. Somebody look it up. Fictional dogs. Now, I can't say I'm familiar with a lot of these. Shadow. Help me out if you can, please. Shadow. What I have in front of me is I have pictures of each of these fictional dogs. To me, Shadow, in this particular, it looks like a GIF. I think he's limping his way out of the woods. Does anyone know where Shadow came from?
Yeah, Homeward Bound, the Disney movie.
Never saw it.
Oh.
Wonderful movie.
All right, here's Snoopy. He was always a lot of Homeward Bound, never saw it. Heard of it. Snoopy, sure. Been around forever.
I would say Balto for me.
Who's that?
Yeah, you got to explain that one to us.
He was the cartoon dog who would Iditarod race. It was an older movie.
Oh, that was a cool dog.
Mm-hmm. Balto, he was in a movie about an Iditarod race. Mm-hmm. Beethoven.
Those movies were fun.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
I haven't seen those
Loved
either.
them.
Although God rest the soul of Charles Grodin, who was, this much I do know, he was the lead actor in the Beethoven movie series. I always loved when Grodin would make an appearance on David Letterman to promote one of the Beethoven movies. If you know the relationship between David Letterman and Charles Grodin, you know what I'm talking about. He was always so funny on that show. And he would always be... He would always act like the last thing he wanted to do in that moment was promote the stupid Beethoven movie series, even though that was, why he was there.
Yep.
He was very self-deprecating about that being his meal ticket for decades.
Bug-Eye Wagon Jesus, his favorite fictional dog, Cujo.
Oh, man, yeah, he was...
Cujo was a dick.
He was. Cujo. I never would have thought of that one.
Oh, Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
Don't know him.
He weirded me out.
I bet you-
I felt bad for him.
That was a weird show.
Yeah, that's
Cujo would have
disturbing.
torn his nuts off. Cujo would have...
Probably.
All right, Pork Chop is an animated dog I'm seeing here.
Oh,
Anyone
yeah.
know Pork Chop?
From Doug, the Nickelodeon cartoon.
Never saw it. Here's Scooby-Doo. Sure.
Yeah, he's number one for me.
Although, can anyone else go down this route? Being a longtime fan of Scooby-Doo, growing up watching their program, or the program, towards the end of my Scooby-Doo fandom, I got a little burned out on Shaggy and Scooby's not ineptitude. Well, maybe that is the word. Is that the word, Josh?
Yeah. I'm assuming I know where you're going, I guess.
Am I a dick, or did anyone else get sick of Scooby and Shaggy's inability to keep their S together in any situation?
No, I didn't get sick of
Okay,
it.
I got sick
never,
of it.
no,
I
I
did.
always
I
liked
got
them.
sick of. I wanted Fred and Marcy and Tina, whoever. I wanted them to ditch Scooby and Shaggy on the side of the road and forget about them forever.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, here's Balto Wapple.
Yeah, Balto. Yeah.
Balto. He's a Iditarod dog. In the gift that I'm looking at, he's out in the elements in the winter and he looks exhausted.
Yeah, it's like a half wolf, half dog looking thing too.
Chance appears to be some happy. I don't know what kind of dog he is, but he's running through the woods. Chance, anybody?
Also from Homeward Bound, he's voiced by Michael J. Fox.
Copper is an animated dog here in front of me.
Don't know Copper.
Fair enough. Spunky, an animated dog with big yellow eyes. Fair enough. Here's Spike. Did someone say Spike? He's licking a baby. It's an animated show. He's licking a baby.
Yes, I know Spike. I can't remember exactly what he's from, but I know that name.
Buddy? He played basketball.
Oh, Air Bud.
Air Bud. Mm-hmm. Okay, never saw it.
How much is a ticket to see Air Bud?
$3. It's $3 to go see
I could bring two of my friends.
You
Yay.
could.
Spike is from Tom and Jerry.
No, that's not Spike.
Huh?
No.
Oh, that's not the Spike that's in there? No.
I know Spike from Tom and Jerry. Who said Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Right here.
There he is. He's trembling in this. He's
He always
afraid
is.
of.
I loved Spuds McKenzie. That's another one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
It's a Target dog. I like the Target dog.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here's Lassie. Never got dialed into that either.
Yeah, I watched a little
Neither.
bit as a kid, but
I
it
haven't
never
seen
grabbed
that.
me.
Never cared for Lassie. Odie from Garfield.
Yeah, sure. Odie's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cute little sumbitch. Daisy is a puppy. Looks like a beagle puppy. I don't know where he or she comes from.
I don't know.
All right. Charlie. Is this what's the show where the two dogs eat the spaghetti?
Lady and the Tramp.
Yep.
I'm taking a just by the animation. I'm taking a guess that that's what show Charlie came from, but I could be wrong. Can anyone tell me for sure?
Not sure, but my dog is named Charlie.
Petey from Our Gang, or the Little Rascals, or which one was it?
Little Rascals.
Okay, Petey with the circle around his eye. Sure. Okay, I recognize him. Blue.
Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues.
Okay.
Blue's a good dog.
Never saw it.
Oh my God, that was perfect, Waffle.
Here's Marley
No.
from Whatever Happened to Marley. What was that show called?
No,
Marley
we're not,
and Me.
We're not going to talk about that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand.
Marley and Me?
Marley and Me. Never saw it.
I dated a girl
don't need
named
to.
Marley, and she would be like, "Yes, my name's Marley. Yes, like the dog."
I wouldn't be able to be with her.
I heard that movie's a lot of laughs.
the Taco Bell dog too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Yo, Carol, that dog.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Hercules is a drooling dog.
Sandlot.
Sandlot,
Never saw it.
the Beast.
Here's Clifford. We covered Clifford the big red dog.
Yeah.
Pongo is appear to be a Dalmatian, so maybe he's from the 101 of them. I don't know.
I believe so, yes.
Doug, D-U-G. Did someone say Doug?
The
Doug
cartoon
is
dog is from the dog Pork Chops, but I don't know who Doug the dog is.
Doug is from Up.
No.
Yeah, that's the Up Dog.
Dana's
Oh, okay.
right.
You guys familiar with Up Dog?
No, what's up, dog?
Not much, dog. What's up with you?
Oh, dude, you got roasted, Waffle.
We're rolling through a list that somebody came up with of the greatest fictional dogs. Oh, here's Brian Griffin.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Probably the dog I'd most want to drink beers with.
He doesn't seem like a beer drinker
Oh,
to me.
maybe more of like a vodka soda or
Yeah,
something.
I could see him having some sort of martini.
Yeah.
This appears to be an old movie from maybe the 80s. Shiloh. Anyone know his gimmick?
Nope.
Slinky is a cartoon dog, and he is made of Slinky
Is that from
material.
Toy Story? I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it is. Yep.
All right. Champion looks to be a three-legged dog coming at me in this video.
Can't think of it.
Old Yeller.
Oh,
Yeah, that's...
doesn't end well for him.
Never saw it. I don't know.
I haven't seen it either.
Don't.
I don't know Nana. Nana. She's crying. She's a cartoon dog.
Peter Pan?
Don't know. Dodger. Marmaduke. Another dog from way back that I always passed on. I passed on Marmaduke.
I always liked Marmaduke. I read those comics.
Here's Astro Jetson. Here's a dog named Poochie. He appears to be from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I don't even remember a dog being in there.
Yeah, me neither.
Neither do I.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, the dog gets the keys and lets him out. That dog. Okay.
Put it together there,
Yep,
didn't you?
Ah, Christ, now we're talking. Goofy.
Oh, Goofy.
He's pretty great.
I always like Goofy. Lady from Lady and the Tramp. Hooch from Turner and Hooch. Tom Hanks movie. You young people maybe aren't familiar.
Oh, I love Turner
I like
and
that
Hooch.
movie.
Milo. Not Tom Cruise. What's this guy's name again with the funny faces? Jim Carrey is hanging out with a dog named Milo.
Oh, and The Mask.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, we go all the way back. I don't remember too much about him. I recognize him when I see him, and I know I watched his program, but I couldn't tell you too much about him. Huckleberry Hound.
Sure.
Did we ever find out who Underdog's main squeeze lady was that he was always saving the day for?
Didn't find that.
No one? You didn't find that? Well, there you go.
Sweet Polly Pure. No.
That sounds right.
Is that right?
Sweet Polly Purebred.
Oh, yeah, yep. There it is.
I'll tell you another fictional dog that I like to watch this peckerhead on TV. Was his name Dudley, Josh? Dumb as a box of rocks.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Slow. Dudley, that was his young people, no clue?
No clue.
Was it just simply Dudley, or was he called?
That sounds right, yeah.
I think he was part of the Tom and Jerry show. Slow talking, slow delivery Dudley. I like that guy quite a bit. All right, here we go. Monday morning. You're a terrific crowd. It was a hell of a weekend. We're going to dial back and try to have some fun this morning. Randy Shaver and Brad Wright will be joining us at about 7:30. We'll be back in a couple minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
It's kickoff time, and Believe podcasts are here to get you ready for the season.
This team, they looked to figure it out, and they said, okay, we got a shot at this thing.
With Believe, you get immediate reactions, game previews, and expert analysis from all 32 teams, plus all of your favorite college teams.
This is a true junior that we're talking about.
Sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone.
The running was good. His size is unbelievable.
Just search Believe. That's BLEAV podcast, wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
We were having a little conversation earlier about our favorite fictional dogs. We had a hell of a rundown, rolled through dog after dog after dog. Here are some that, according to our listening audience, we missed. Some of our listeners' favorite fictional dogs. Dino from the Flintstones. I always thought he was a pain in the ass.
I like Dino. I mean, can you call him a dog? I guess he was, in a way, the family dog.
Oh, right.
In a way.
He was a dinosaur. I had forgotten about the gimmick over there in the Flintstones neighborhood of Bedrock. He was actually a dinosaur. But Dino pissed me off.
Somebody texted in Triumph, the insult comic dog. I sure do love Triumph.
Very funny.
Yeah. He deserves to be in the mix.
Yep.
Santa's little helper from The Simpsons was not mentioned earlier. Oh, and Josh and I effed up. Well, it was my fault. I was trying to mention a cartoon dog that I loved growing up, and I thought he was called Dudley. I was wrong. His name was Droopy.
Yeah, Droopy was awesome.
Oh, Droopy.
And
yeah.
Droopy was a funny character. Benji was not mentioned earlier, and our listening audience said you got to throw Benji in there. Oh, God. What was that about? 1976 or something? That movie came out, Benji. And it was a kid's movie, so, we rushed to the theater to see Benji. And it crushed me. Oh, it crushed me for a while there. Especially the scene where if you don't know Benji, look it up. The bad guys, they kick Benji's ass? They kick him across the room, and he's limping around. And then they stomped out his cute little girlfriend. I forgot her name. And I was just crushed by that.
I can't remember, and I'm really glad that I can't.
I think I blocked that one out too, actually.
Tiffany was her name. Benji had a girlfriend named Tiffany. She was a little Yorkie number, or whatever Benji was. Yeah, they kicked, the bad guys kicked him around the house for a while. Oh, I was inconsolable at the theater in 1976. Buck from Married with Children, Dog the Bounty Hunter. These are some of our listeners' favorite fictional dogs.
No, he's not a dog.
Ren from Ren and Stimpy. Stimpy is how you say it. Hong Kong Phooey. I loved him too. Charlie, the dog whose nuts froze to the porch in Joe Dirt, the documentary Joe Dirt.
Poor dog.
I can watch Joe Dirt every day.
That movie's good.
All right, and finally, changing gears here. A text message from, because we got to get to the stupid news, a text message from Geo-catching Jesus. I think that's the proper
Caching?
term. Caching?
It could be, unless this is a different one.
Geo something or another Jesus. And I know there's quite a few of you dealing with this kind of thing. Had some storms whip through town on Saturday night. Beat the piss out of my property.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday I was driving through Richfield and Golden Valley. They got hit really hard, too.
A big fat-ass tree limb come down onto the... I had a lot of cleanup yesterday. What does it say here? And I know a lot of you are without power. Geo, whatever it is, Jesus, said his AC went out Thursday.
Oof.
No AC all weekend.
Dude.
Last night, when he went to work, he checked the thermostat in the house, and it was at 88.
Oh.
He showed me... He took a picture of his thermostat and sent it into the radio show. 88.
That
so he
sucks.
closes out his text saying, how was your weekend?
That was me 2 weeks ago. I feel for you. That hurts.
Just burn your house down and start over.
It sounds like he's not going to do much work to burn that house down.
True.
For me, that's when I'd call Apollo Heating and Air. Go to callapollo.com.
Oh, how about another fictional dog? Another favorite fictional dog from our listening audience. Junkyard Dog.
Oh, yeah.
JYD.
Mm-hmm. Thump. That's what it said on his ass. Well, not his naked ass, but his tights, his wrestling tights. Thump. All right, here we go. Today's edition of the Stupid News Report starts with, well, derelict criminals, of course. And, Cubby, some of these criminals, they might want to pull their heads out their asses and start thinking about investing in a damn fanny pack. Or something like a fanny pack, because we
bring back some zippered pants, something like that,
Sure.
where your pockets have zippers.
Because we hear a lot about ass bag thieves who leave incriminating pieces of evidence behind at the scene of the crime. Now, it creates a lot of laughs for us, and it helps them to be easily caught, which is good. But I'm just saying, if you are going to lead a derelict criminal lifestyle, you might want to get a fanny pack. Because you keep leaving stuff. The old dine and dash. Hell, high school kids get away with the dine and dash routine. These numbskulls in Boston did not, because during the caper, they left behind a bunch of their gear. A gun, a pair of sandals, and a damn Social Security card.
That one's good because I don't really know a lot of people that carry that around.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
It would take me hours to track that down if I even still have it.
That would be great, though, if somebody stole her identity after getting the Social Security card.
Yeah. Here's
Karma
the deal.
right there. As cops always say, they don't catch the smart ones.
Right. The derelicts tried to up and leave without paying for dinner at a restaurant in Boston, Massachusetts. One of the dine-and-dashers, a lady, pointed a gun at a female restaurant worker who tried to stop her. And then the dine-and-dash lady gave the restaurant worker a terrible beating. When the dine-and-dash lady finally ran on out of the joint, she dropped the gun and her Social Security card. 2 items, tell me now, that would fit nicely in a fanny pack.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Don't you agree?
Yes.
She also, like I said, ran away without her sandals. By the way, the gun was a pretty pink color, a pink gun.
Oh, she got a pink one. Nice.
To match her dress and her eyeliner.
Yeah, you got to match the Glock to the outfit.
I don't. Is that how they do it?
All right, leaving the house now. I'm just going to load my fanny pack, make sure I got my gun, social security card. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here.
I have a Glock in every color for this reason.
Jealous.
Of course, the cops had very little trouble identifying this stupid lady. They just had to read her name listed on her social security card. She must have known how screwed she was because she turned her own sad ass into police shortly thereafter. And she's looking at all kinds of charges, including battery causing injury on a person over 60. The restaurant worker that she tuned up was a lady over 60. And by the way, I think it's kind of cool that in just a little over 7 years, if anyone tunes me up, they get an extra criminal charge for it. I'm only 7 years away from that, Josh.
I know what you mean. I'm looking 6 years from now, I get a discount at Hy-Vee or some grocery store, right?
Sweet. Right.
At least that's when I used to work at a grocery store, it was 55 and up. On Tuesdays, you get a discount.
Can't you get an AARP card then, too?
I thought you could get one younger than that.
Oh, yeah,
really?
like really young.
Yeah.
I think
it was way younger than I thought.
I think I have one.
Do you
but
really?
My friggin' wife, she handles that kind of thing.
50.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was even younger.
Where was I going with this? Oh, just over the weekend, I overheard some friends talking about a 55 and over townhome situation.
That sounds sweet.
I'm so close to all these wonderful things. Anyway.
I wanted to move into one of those when I was in my late 20s.
Yeah, I want a nice little community. That'd be wonderful.
Like when my mom was looking to move, I told her, why don't you look into one of those, And she had no interest whatsoever. And I'm jealous. I'd trade places in a heartbeat.
Yes.
What a bunch of clowns, these dine and dash people there in Boston. Like I said, that's high school stuff. And here's what crossed my mind, too. You got a gun, stupid ass, and all you got was one meal out of it? Rob an entire grocery store next time. You're eating for months. These boneheads got one meal out of it.
Yeah, they obviously weren't thinking too far ahead. You're not supposed to bring identifying information in either when you commit a crime, for this very reason.
Right, and go get a fanny pack.
One of the charges that she's facing is defrauding an innkeeper, and I thought, was this story from 1902?
Really?
Defrauding an innkeeper.
I think I saw that on Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
I didn't catch that. You have defrauded an innkeeper. All right. Christ almighty. Here's another one of those unfortunate bastards who got scammed online by a nobody pretending to be a somebody. A lady out there in effing England. She says she was scammed out of thousands of dollars by someone pretending to be famous Hollywood actor Kevin F. Me running Costner.
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention or not, but I know a lot of movie goers feel they were scammed out of a price of a ticket to see Horizon by the real Kevin Costner. A lot of people
I've heard that was pretty bad.
Wasn't that his latest big Western?
Yeah, they even postponed the second one. They might just go straight to on demand.
I wanted to see that too.
I was surprised. I thought that was going to be a pretty big movie.
It looked good, and the guy seems to have a knack for the Westerns.
Oh, yeah,
anyway,
he's good at that.
This lady was scammed out of thousands of dollars by someone pretending to be Kevin Costner. You know what, Josh? I was just chatting about these kinds of cold-blooded scams with two of my best online friends, Kris Jenner and Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we were chatting about it.
Are you still having to help them? I know they're both going through some rough times financially, and you're a good guy. You've been helping them out.
You're talking about my two online best friends, Kris Jenner and Terry Bradshaw?
Yeah.
Yes, I that reminds me, I got to stop by the bank this afternoon.
Oh, do you?
My online friends asked me to do that.
Then you're going to hit like Walgreens and get a bunch of iTunes gift cards and stuff like that?
Yeah, you're a good friend. You really are.
To who? Who am I a good friend to?
Terry Bradshaw and Kris Jenner.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm not that great of a friend because, like I said, I got to stop by the bank to prove that to him. I do.
Fun little group you got there.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, both athletes.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
The English gal who got scammed sideways, she goes, how do I say this? She goes by the name of Eileen Leeks. Leeks, Leeks. She's 63 years old now. She is. She was on some internet site that she believed Kevin Costner ran himself. You know, somehow she believed that she was on Kevin Costner's personal website, all right? She's a big fan. She received a message claiming that if she purchased something called Apple vouchers, she would have the opportunity to meet the bastard, to meet Kevin Costner. You guys know what it means to be an Apple voucher?
I'm assuming that they mean an Apple gift card.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. She said she was nagged about purchasing the gift cards, so she, quote, gave in. So there goes one chunk of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the website asked her for more monies, and she believes it's Kevin Costner's personal website. It asked her for some more monies for a VIP membership card of some sort. So there goes some more monies. See if you can follow this here. Then she got a message saying she had been scammed. And they say, if you give us some money, we can help you. But I guess that was just the scammers scamming her into thinking she was being scammed by somebody other than the actual scammers, which was all a scam.
Come on, Eileen. Stupid.
I like
just plain stupid.
Now, here's the big finish. At one point or another, she got a video call from someone who looked a hell of a lot like the actual Kevin effing Costner. Eileen said, his face was moving. I thought it was really him. He was sitting in a chair in his office, and he was moving. So is that some kind of an AI trick? What do they call that again?
Yeah, possibly.
AI?
Maybe, but he's moving.
He was moving, though.
I saw a human move. That's probably an A-lister.
And whoever this character was said, this is Kevin Costner, and you have been scammed. The whole thing is, it goes on and on from here. She was contacted by someone claiming to be Kevin Costner's manager. How do you say it? Management team. That was also nonsense. This gal just got torn to shreds.
I wonder if she's ever going to watch a Kevin Costner flick again.
I'm going to say yes. Not his fault.
I mean, it's
I
not.
don't think I'd be able to because I would just think of all my past mistakes.
You think it would remind you of what a fool you've been?
Yes. I thought I was going to be with him.
In the end, she said, I am unemployed and I've lost a lot of money. I am not very happy.
I bet not.
Is what she said.
Poor lady.
Well, yeah, you're a fan if you're going to, hand over cash to your favorite celebrity when you don't have a job. You got to make some priorities there.
Yeah. Now I got the Dexy's Midnight Runners running through my brain.
That's one of those. That's an earworm. That'll stick with you. That's you want to get the ladies out on the dance floor. You're the DJ. You put that one on.
There's not a question.
Here they come running.
No question. Now, scammers love to pick on the older folks. This time around, a 75-year-old lady got swindled into dumping, what's it say here? $125,000.
Oh, my goodness.
On a garbage pile scam artist who claimed to be the greatest singer to ever live, the voice of God, Steve Perry.
Aren't you guys shocked by the amount of money somebody can lose?
Yes.
You got $125,000
Yep.
that you can give to somebody somehow.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely.
Unless you're taking out loans or whatever you're doing, but
That's an interesting side note. Without a doubt, crossed my mind as soon as I read the story. Who has that kind of cash sitting around? I mean, unless you're a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. This gal, $125,000. she handed over to a scam artist who claimed to be Steve Perry. Now, if you're a young person and you don't know, Steve Perry was the lead singer of the rock and roll band Journey back in the 70s and 80s, and pretty much all they did was pump out massive radio hits. He's the greatest to ever do it as far as singing voices go. There are none higher. On a side note, years ago I went to a wedding reception, and while I was a-settin' there, at the beginning of the reception, I found out that the bride and groom had informed the DJ that he wasn't allowed to play anything by Journey during the reception.
Why?
Can you even comprehend someone, let alone two people, being so stupid?
What was their reasoning for that?
Because they hated. Well, I don't know exactly why. I
wonder if they had like a bad experience or...
From what I heard that evening, it's just because they thought that Steve Perry and Journey were awful. Do you know what you're announcing to the world if you say you don't like Journey or you don't like Steve Perry's singing voice? You're telling the world that you're an irreversibly stupid person. That's what you're doing.
I hope they got divorced.
Did you? Oh, went their separate ways?
Yeah.
Stupid.
You're announcing that you have no idea what makes for a good song. But anyway, here's the deal. 75-year-old woman claims she was scammed out of nearly $125,000 by someone posing as Steve Perry. She exchanged Facebook messages with someone claiming to be Steve Perry back in January. Where are we now? July? Back in January. The fake Steve Perry said he had a, quote, business opportunity, and he, quote, needed a woman in his life. The two of them talked for months over something called the WhatsApp. She sent thousands of dollars to the fake Steve Perry. $72,000 worth of wire transfers, it says here. Nearly $50,000 in gift cards. Now, when the fake voice of God became more demanding, like, say, when he started asking for photos of her IDs, she got suspicious and she shut her down.
I'd love to hear his pitch on that. Why he, by the way, perfect pitch. I'd like to hear why he needed those pictures or how he was trying to pull that one off.
And why he needed a woman in his life. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
The story says here, that's when the lady, when he started asking for photos of her IDs, that's when the lady and the fake Steve Perry shut the relationship down. The lady called the damn police station. She filed the complaint with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, and she made a couple other phone calls. An investigation into the matter is ongoing. It's a cruel world that we live in, Cubby.
Yeah, that is. So many of these, elderly people get scammed by this kind of stuff. It's too bad. I wonder how much money, they get back. It doesn't seem like it, especially when you buy those gift cards,
right.
That money gone.
Money gone. And it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I'd be pretty excited if I thought Steve Perry was emailing me.
I would be too. I just got connected on LinkedIn with Matthew Gunner formerly of Nelson. Gunner Nelson. I combined the Nelsons, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Gunner Nelson.
And no offense to Mr. Nelson, but he's not Steve Perry.
No,
which I bet he would agree with.
Oh, absolutely. Gunner Nelson from the band Nelson.
Yeah.
The two of you are now connected on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn. Yeah.
Boy. The first time I saw their music video on what they called MTV, I thought it was a Saturday Night Live bit.
I could see why.
It was so silly.
Their hair.
So over the top, so corny, so poppy.
Love and Affection?
I thought it was a joke.
Can't live without your love and
I think that was it. I thought it was a joke.
I didn't mind that album. I just sent him $1,000, by the way.
That was very nice of you, Josh.
I got used to it. I did. After the Rain, decent song, right? And then, of course, as I got older,
That's my favorite, by the way.
I learned to appreciate. I saw them in concert a few years ago. They were a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I saw some YouTube videos. They can still bring it. Delivery driver, she just said, I remember when I got scammed, they took my whole bank account. It was about $500. That was from a dress she was trying to sell.
Oh, it stinks.
All right. Anyone know how this here works? A lady allegedly used a large magnet that she got on Amazon to steal clothes and whatnot from a popular retail establishment. A gal named Rebecca Fleming. She's 45. She faces 1 count of possession of an anti-shoplifting device.
Yeah, did she keep it on her so that the metal detectors went wonky, or did she use the magnet to take off the tags?
I believe it was the latter.
Yeah.
I never considered bringing some kind of device into a store to throw the metal detectors. I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, I've seen like just gone down rabbit holes on Facebook of crappy people doing crappy things.
You're trying to figure out how to steal things.
Yeah, you are.
I think so.
How to get away with it.
You just outed yourself, Ashley.
You kind of have klepto vibes.
I used to have sticky fingers when I was younger.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Like how often?
It stopped in like 5th grade, 6th grade, but probably, I don't know, every like 5th time I went to the store or so.
Yeah, we were we were sneak thieves when we were kids. Yeah. Pocket this, pocket that. I mean. All right. So this lady, she was pulled over. Oh, God, this is glamorous. The glamorous life of criminals. 45-year-old lady. She was pulled over while she was the passenger on a moped.
Passenger on a moped. That's when you know you've made it in life.
Oh, man.
That's the part from the police report you want redacted. Mm-hmm. Leave everything else in.
Like a junior high kid, she's riding bitch on a moped. That's great. She's 45 years old. Police realized she had a warrant out of Oklahoma. She had multiple bags containing clothing that had locking devices on them. A large magnet was also found by the cops. Well, okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe this is... She said she left through the front doors of the retail establishment without setting off the detectors. So, but then she also said she used the device in the past, and it was successful in removing the locking devices from the clothing. So maybe this magnet does both. I don't know. I guess I don't know exactly. And she planned on, using this magnet to continue her crime spree. She bought the magnet off of Amazon. So I guess I'd have to see this unit to fully understand its capabilities. Maybe
I thought they meant two separate things. Like in the past, she's been successful removing them, and also she had this magnet. But maybe she's using both for evil.
No, that's too modern for me, that mode of sneak thievery. We used to just jam items down the front of our pants and run like hell. But back in our day, there were no locking devices on clothing and things like that.
They lock up damn near everything now.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it ruins it for everybody else.
Just trying to get deodorant. I don't really feel the need to have to flag somebody down to open the cabinet for me.
I'm so lazy that if I have to, I'll just try to go to somewhere else where it's not locked up. I don't want to have to bother somebody.
No, I know what you mean. Sometimes you're like, wait, they have to lock that up?
Oh, man. Everyone's shoplifting every damn thing. This here next stupid news story, this is just ridiculous nonsense right here. A derelict Jagoff soccer fan in the United Kingdom, Summers, he tuned up an Amazon driver who dared to knock on his door during a stupid soccer game.
Sure. I can see the frustration. I mean, you order something online, it's delivered to your house. I mean, that's infuriating.
Yes, right. Delivery guy had a delivery for the derelict Jagoff. Derelict Jagoff didn't like being interrupted while watching a soccer game on television. Let me tell you something. I've watched some soccer in my day. Odds are you weren't going to miss anything significant.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Derelict Jagoff soccer fan wets his pants because his game was interrupted. Like Josh was just saying, if you don't want any interruptions, don't call Amazon to have them deliver something to your door. And it got nasty real quick. Derelict Jagoff snaps at the driver. Driver spit in the face of the derelict Jagoff. And then the driver did get a terrible beating. This is a 63-year-old man, the derelict Jagoff.
Dude.
It says here he tried to drive his thumb into the eye socket of the driver guy during their brawl.
That's some rage right there.
You're going to lose an eyeball. And what the hell's wrong with you? According to the story, the fight went on for a while. Every time the driver tried to get away, the old fart, derelict, Jagoff soccer fan started tossing haymakers again.
So therefore, missing more of the match that he was so passionate about that he decided to beat up the Amazon driver in the first place.
Yeah, he did. He did miss more soccer than he had to because of his own temper. The delivery driver stated the obvious. I come to work every day. I do not expect to be assaulted by a customer for delivering what they have requested to be delivered.
He was literally doing his job.
Derelict Jagoff soccer fan said he was provoked. Oh, shut up. You're a grown effing man. Damn, I hate the English.
Provoked by your doorbell?
Dana, you are a big soccer nut.
Yes.
What team do you think he most likely cheered for, this particular guy? Who's got the temper?
Oh, well, he's from the UK, so I'm guessing he was watching the England match yesterday, if that's when it happened.
No, it wasn't yesterday, but so...
Oh, okay.
That's a boring guess.
But I was just saying, is there, like here you could say, oh, that's got to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Oh, I would say for sure he's a Liverpool fan.
Liverpool? They've got that reputation?
Yeah.
Liverpool. Whenever hearing or seeing old interviews with the Beatles, I always enjoy hearing them say, Liverpool. When's the last time you cried? Like the little baby bitch that you are. When's the last time that you cried?
Yesterday.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry to hear that.
Mine's nothing like sad. It's just like cute video.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for me to cry either, Ashley. We're in the same boat.
It's me like predicting that my dog is going to pass away in 10 years from now. You know, crying about things that I don't need to be crying about.
Hang on a second. Time out. You cried while predicting when your dog was going to die?
Well,
I don't understand.
There's like videos on Facebook or Instagram.
Did you mean anticipating that when your dog? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you're not anticipating.
No, yeah, you know.
So you saw a video of a dead dog or something, and you thought, "Oh my God, one day my dog will die."
Yeah, and then I'm a mess, and my boyfriend's looking at me like, "What is wrong with you again?"
Dana, do you want to talk about why you cried? You don't have to talk about why.
Oh, I'll talk about why. I cry about anything.
Why'd you cry?
Well, it wasn't so much like heave crying, but I got to hang out with... I got to spend some time yesterday with one of my best friends who lives in England, and him and his wife and their child, and when they took off, I won't get to see him for probably another year or so, and I got a little choked up.
Did they say some very hurtful things to you?
Yeah, and they said, we never want to see you again.
On the way out, they said some terrible things.
And they said,
a little choked up.
And they said, we hope your dog dies soon. And it was just tough.
That is brutal. That sounds like a Liverpool fan to me.
Exactly.
Your friends left town.
Yeah, friends left town. Don't get to see him too often.
Get a hold of yourself, Josh said. Be more like Josh.
Yeah.
Guy's like a rock.
Tough guy over there.
He never shows any emotion.
Sigma Chad.
Sigma Chad.
Sigma Chad with that full Ohio Riz.
That's right. I'm the Rizzler. Skibidi. Skibidi.
Real quick, you've heard of rage rooms, places where you can go and smash things to relieve some stress. I'm in the process of signing Wapple up to a 2-year contract to a rage room.
Dude, have you been to one, Wapple? Maybe it would help you out.
I would love that.
I'm going to gift that to you.
Just smash a computer screen.
2-year.
Wapple has told me before any room can be a rage room.
Yes.
As long as it's in this building, especially.
That's funny, Wapple. You would request them to have like all the computer screens, like an old board. Board.
Honestly, if we took some baseball bats, some of the equipment in here, it might help it work better.
Here's what I'm afraid of, though. I'm signing Wapple up to a 2-year VIP stay at a rage room. But here's what I'm worried about, Josh. What are they going to do? What are we going to do when the people at the rage room piss him off? You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Oh, no.
You're not allowed to hit the employees with the baseball bats, Wapple.
When the rage room lets you down, then where do you take your rage? Anyway.
Boy.
This here, what I got here for you, is a crying room. A place to go and cry in peace and comfort is how they say it.
Wapples told me any room can be a crying room.
Yeah. And masturbation room.
Sometimes the two coincide.
Well, 2 in 1.
There's a place in New York City called Sob Parlor where you can go and cry. You let it all out.
I don't know if I'd be able to cry when there's a bunch of other people crying about different things. I think I would just walk in and start to laugh.
Well,
Wait a minute now.
Laugh at their pain?
No, it's like kind of an awkward laugh where you're
Well, I
just
think I think they give you your own room.
Oh, you get a little.
I don't think you're in a circle of strangers and everyone's crying. That would be that'd be dangerous.
Yeah, it's
picturing.
like AA meetings.
Yeah.
I could cry for free in the privacy of my own home, but I'd rather pay to cry in front of strangers at a facility.
And I have to drive there, get there.
And then I could go home and cry at the decision I just made to blow $20.
Yep.
That is what. By the way, my motto is $20 is $20. For 30 minutes, they'll take $20 in trade. You get a private room with music, comfortable furniture, and you cry your eyes out. One individual involved in this gimmick says, "I've often wondered what if people did it, mean cry, as more of a practice versus a reaction. More of a practice versus a reaction." I see what they're saying there.
Yeah, I get that.
Researchers have found that a good cry can, help you out. Reduces your heart rate and all that stuff.
There's definitely times, especially during Shark Week, where...
Now, you're not talking about the television Shark Week?
No.
It's
My
a euphemism?
time of the month, yes.
Yep.
I'll cry over something really small and dumb, and I think, you know what, that felt good. I think I needed to get that one out, or else it was just going to build and become very dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Wappo, you know who approves of the crying/masturbation room combo?
Who?
Tears are my lubricant, Jesus.
Oh, there we go.
He has texted in, and he agrees with you.
Double D She's has texted in and said last time she cried was watching a program called House of the Dragon. A dragon died. She said, "I didn't just cry, I wailed."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a CGI dragon, a creature that is mythical.
Oh, no, does a dragon die on this season? That's too bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a regular thing for dragons to die on those programs?
I haven't seen... well, yes, they do die, but I didn't know it happened this season so far. I'm far behind.
Now, we effed it up, Double Day. I shouldn't have... I guess I shouldn't have said... I don't know the way that program works. I didn't know it was a rarity.
She got back to us and said the cry was also Shark Week related.
Oh, that's worse.
God help us all.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Tied at 6, just underway. Shepard fell, got dropped like a diss track from Kendrick Lamar.
What the hell happened there? Anyone have any idea what that was?
No.
It was an announcer.
A summer league game where sorry, Wap, I cut you off and I didn't mean to. No, you go. You have a better voice.
It was an announcer. Mark Jones is his name, and he kind of threw a Kendrick Lamar joke.
Okay, I don't know what that means to be Kendrick Lamar.
He's a rapper, a very famous rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Drake got beef.
They're beefing, Nick. Drake and Kendrick, and it's gotten ugly.
As long as you're on Kendrick's side, you'll be okay.
Well, I didn't know whose side to join. Now I'll be on Kendrick's side.
I got you, Josh.
Because there is no Kendrick curse. There is a Drake curse. I'm familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that the announcer made a reference to a current rap grudge?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My God.
Dropping diss tracks.
Oh, my God. I got to pick a side?
My God.
I got to pick a side?
You got to decide right now.
All right, Drake.
I had a feeling.
Now we got beef.
Got a text message from Hot Cocoa Sheezes, Wawa Weewa. We were talking about in New York City, they're opening up a crying room, kind of like a rage room. You can swing by, hand them $20 in trade. They'll give you a private room for a half hour. You sit down, you cry your friggin' eyes out, right? Let it all out. Hot Cocoa Sheezes, Wawa Weewa. She says, is there a cat cafe next door? And she asks that question because she says, after I bawl my eyes out, I usually need a kitten in a teacup.
Oh, that's cute.
A little kitten in a teacup.
I could see happy tears after that.
Yeah.
Look at him.
And then the allergies, of course.
The little kitten so tiny he fits in a teacup.
Oh, it's a little dwarf cat.
All right. The Twins kind of lost in a silly way yesterday in San Francisco. Little League home run. Giants walked them off with a Little League home run. That's where you hit a triple, and then the other team throws the ball into the bleachers, and you get home plate. Kind of a crappy way to end the first half of the season, but the Twins have had a great first half. Tonight, the Home Run Derby starts at 7 o'clock on ESPN. This year's edition of the Home Run Derby. There's a new rule this year, Josh. Before, and we'll tell you who's competing later on, before each batter gets to the plate, they are allowed by Major League Baseball, and that Rob Manfred-Sinjinson is going to overlook this. They are allowed to ingest as much cocaine as they can handle.
Is that right?
Awesome.
Before their first at-bat of the
That
year.
might help.
Good Coke Derby.
No, we see 360 swings.
Just spin yourself all the way around. What's this? A Viking got in trouble with some drinking and driving? That can't be right. We'll check on that when Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder join us in a half hour. Josh's News is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
Welcome to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast. Let's get into season 4, episode 21, Forever.
Is there a button we can hit that just skip
I
this
know.
one? Just
What I'm
skip it?
surprised about, and I don't think there's anything he could have done, but James Marshall directed this, and he's directed so many great episodes.
It's collecting the paycheck.
This would have been an epic episode if somehow it was Lex Luthor's high school experience at graduation.
Binge seasons 1 through 4 of Talkville before season 5 begins, wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
This evening we had what we're calling an assassination attempt against our former president, Donald Trump. It's still an active crime scene. As I mentioned, we have a number of agents on scene. We also are working closely with other federal agencies, our state partners, and our local police partners as well.
What began as a jubilant rally Saturday for Donald Trump ended in mere minutes with the former president bloodied and a suspected would-be assassin shot dead by Secret Service. The former president was seen holding his ear and got down as agents shielded around him. A rally attendee named Greg Smith said he warned police of a gunman on the roof.
We're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof. He had a rifle. We're like, hey, man, there's guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
The Secret Service said it killed the suspected shooter who fired from an elevated position outside the rally venue, but not before a spectator was killed and 2 others critically injured in the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting. The person who was killed was a former fire chief who died shielding his family from the bullets. The attack was the most serious attempt to assassinate a president or presidential candidate since Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981.
Man, hard to believe this is a real world.
Yeah, no. It's not who we're supposed to be, is it?
Nope.
Absolutely awful.
Nope.
Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison was arrested late Friday night in Los Angeles on suspicion of driving under the influence.
Oh, no.
He has so much money. Why are you driving?
The 22-year-old was found asleep at the wheel of a Rolls Royce. I don't get the money part, Ashley. Which was blocking the primary freeway off-ramp to Los Angeles International just after 11 p.m. A half hour later, California Highway Patrol arrested Addison following a DUI investigation. A statement from the Vikings yesterday said, we're aware of Jordan Addison's arrest this past Friday and are currently gathering more information regarding the incident.
Man, they're always aware and they're always gathering more information, aren't they?
Unfortunately, they have to do this a lot.
Every team has that same friggin' statement. It's fascinating.
Copy, paste, copy, paste. Nearly a year ago to the date, Addison was also cited for speeding and reckless driving when he was pulled over July 20th. He was speeding to, according to him, to get to a sick dog. State authorities at the time said he was driving a Lamborghini 140 miles per hour in a 55.
Does this mean he has another sick dog?
I don't know. It could, I was telling Nick off air that He had a football camp yesterday at Breck School in Golden Valley, and he made it. He was there.
Did he look well rested?
He looked a little hungover. I must say. Just throwing that out there.
I just hope he doesn't have another sick dog. That's all.
In Washington, it turned out to be a very bad day for a man who dropped his chicken sandwich. Vancouver, Washington police said he reached for the sandwich, crashed into a light pole, and rolled his car.
Oh, man.
After going through the drive-thru, he dropped the sandwich. He reached to pick it up off the floor and then, again, like I said, flipped that vehicle in the process.
God.
Yes, that is 100% what actually happened, police said. Officers responded to the incident about 10:25 p.m. and found the man with minor injuries. No sign of impairment. There are many forms of distracted driving, so please put the phone down and don't reach for the sandwich on the floor, police said in a Facebook post. Cops gave the 46-year-old man a break. He wasn't cited for distracted driving. They figured a wrecked vehicle was less than enough.
Yeah, that'll make you feel like a damn jackass right there.
5 people were able to escape a hot acidic pool in Yellowstone National Park after the sport utility vehicle they were riding in went off the road and into a geyser.
No.
The passengers were able to get out of the 105-degree water on their own after the crash Thursday morning.
Does that leave a mark on you, 105-degree water?
Acidic water? I would think so.
Yeah, you'll feel that.
They were taken to the hospital for some non-life-threatening injuries. Park officials said that incident is still being investigated. The Vikings say they are aware. They were looking into that as well.
Gathering some more information, are they?
A single mom of 3 has been left with horrific injuries, with her face swollen and skin feeling on fire after being attacked in her Georgia home by a cluster of highly venomous spiders.
Oh, no.
44-year-old Jessica Rogue, sweet last name, encountered several brown recluse spiders on July 1st while cleaning out a shed outside of her Atlanta home.
Trying to clean that up, and I guess I didn't notice that spiders were in the web.
Well, they were. She said the spiders bit her multiple times in multiple places, including her face, which after the attack was really effed up. Less than 24 hours later, she was rushed to the hospital when her face, arms, and throat swelled up and she was covered in rashes.
I really didn't know for sure. I've been bitten by spiders so many times, I had no idea what it was. I was like, there's no way it could have done that to me. But yeah, a brown recluse can do these things to you.
It's one of the few venomous spiders in the U.S. They can be identified by the dark brown violin-shaped mark on their back. Experts say a bite from one can be deadly, but while unsightly, a bikini spider poses no known risk to health or safety. In further news of nature trying to eliminate us, a groundskeeper at an Arizona golf course tragically died last month after a bee attack.
Oh, no.
It's not the first time a swarm of bees has made headlines this year in Arizona, even. April 30th, a handsome beekeeper went viral for his heroic handling of a swarm which held up a Diamondbacks game.
He was very handsome.
He was a good-looking dude.
Quite a few of my buddies spent their youth working at the neighborhood golf course, and every damn one of them's got a bee attack story.
You do seem to hear that.
And they are fun to listen to. One of them, the one that I still can't quite wrap my head around was they accidentally weed whipped some kind of a hornet's nest or something. They just weed whipped the piss out of a wasp nest or something and just got full on attacked. But the part of the story that I always love to tell or hear about again was that the wasps were so thick, and they must be just the most agile creatures on earth, because somehow my buddy had them in his socks.
Oh.
Like they did like a strip tease, as they're being attacked. They're shedding their clothes and diving into water. And somehow they got into their friggin' socks.
Dang.
That would just... I might not make it through that.
Nah, definitely not.
I hate those pricks.
A 35-year-old
not my old buddies, the bees and wasps. I hate them.
A 35-year-old woman is behind bars after police spotted her, quote, vigorously pleasuring herself in public.
Vigorously, huh?
Officers were dispatched to a park in reference to a male passed out with his pants down, but upon arrival, they found that it was a lady behind a statue, and this was about 6:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. A member of the public flagged down cops to report they witnessed the woman with her pants down, stimulating her genitalia, quote unquote. A similar sighting was reported by a cop who said he watched the woman vigorously stimulating herself for hours.
So would I.
Police identified the suspect as Teresa Dunleavy, an Oklahoma native. When a cop approached her, she was pulling her pants up and said she had no idea why police were called. She was charged with indecent exposure. A 33-year-old Florida man's facing charges after police say he parked next to a woman in a Walmart parking lot and exposed himself. Police said Trinell Webster drove to the Walmart June 30th about 6:45 p.m. and then again July 7th about 7:43 p.m., where he parked next to female victims sitting in their cars.
I guess now we know his masturbation schedule.
He gets weird horny in the early evenings. June 30th, a female victim was in her vehicle waiting for a family member to exit the Walmart when Webster parked beside her. After a few minutes, the victim looked to see Webster masturbating while holding a cell phone. The victim said she changed parking spots.
Yeah, good call there.
Then July 7th, a mother and her 17-year-old daughter were sitting in their vehicle waiting on a family member when Webster pulled into the spot next to them. According to police, the victim said they saw Webster holding a cell phone and, once again, masturbating. They tracked him via his vehicle's license plate number. During an interview July 9th, he said he was in the parking lot at the time of both incidents, claiming he sometimes drives around parking lots to, quote, decompress after work. Police said there are possibly more victims in that case.
Dude, just go home and masturbate.
That'd be kind of funny. Yeah. I would find it funny, at least, if the lady would have hollered, "Hey, put down that cell phone. That's not safe."
The boob bus doesn't feel like your stereotypical doctor's office, and it's not supposed to. Since February, Boob Bus CEO Rena Van Zo and the Boob Bus have served more than 350 women in central Utah, all with the goal of catching breast cancer early.
Utah was third to the bottom in the nation for breast cancer screening. Our women just are not doing it. And so with the Boob Bus has come this sort of revolution and this idea, let's make breast cancer screening more fun.
But now she no longer is allowed to park the potentially life-saving vehicle on her property after she was notified it's a violation of city code. That says commercial vehicles exceeding 8,000 pounds may not be stored on a residential lot for any length of time.
Oh, here we go.
She said she submitted a request to change the city code, but that request was denied. I'm in a community with a lot of recreational RVs, and from my standpoint, there really is no difference to my neighbor's RV sitting on their property and mine sitting on my property, she said. She's now started an online petition and submitted an application to change the requirements to allow an exemption for medical vehicles like the Utah Boob Bus.
That's silly. Give them a break, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be some reason every once in a while on some of these rules.
You would think. You would hope.
You guys want to take a ride in my Bustang? That's my boob-themed vehicle.
You're calling it the what?
The Bustang.
Yeah, maybe we should have some kind of a prostate, what do you call that part of the body again? A prostate bus party or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. A Minnesota school bus driver earned a Guinness World Record. 94-year-old Jim Oppegard of Brooklyn Park has been named the oldest bus driver in the world. His boss at North Star Bus Line says Jim passed his physical and driving tests with flying colors, along with never missing a day of work.
Yeah, the record was 90, and I was quite a bit older than that.
I was so happy for him. There have been a handful of people who have described him as the GOAT of bus drivers.
And he must be. He's a driver for Anoka Hennepin Schools and has driven a bus for nearly 50 years.
F me, so he's 90.
94.
94.
Yeah, the previous record holder was 90.
And he's still driving the school bus through town,
Yep,
huh?
Still passing the physical, still passing his tests. The 2024 Home Run Derby begins tonight at 7 o'clock. Travis Fimmel, Ragnar on Vikings, 45. Guitar god Joe Satriani, 68. Former wrestler, actor, turned Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura, 73.
Oh, my God.
Yep. I'm sorry, Jesus. Text in a shout-out to the Albert Lee 11 AA baseball team on their conference championships over the weekend, and a special shout-out to his son, Hunter, who had a inside-the-park homer in the championship game.
Nice.
F me.
Sending good vibes to A1 Painting Jesus, his first time back to work since he got every single one of his teeth yanked out in jaw surgery. Oh, wow.
Oh,
dude. That's miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you were hanging in there. Ow.
Probably
Good
can't
luck.
eat anything for a while, too.
What's that?
Like, if you had the jaw surgery and no teeth, I bet he can't eat anything solid for a while.
You're probably onto something
I would wager that to be a factor, yes.
Good luck to baked Puerto Rican Jesus taking his special engineer boiler test today. And happy belated birthdays to Matt and skydiving Jesus. That's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
There's always something new with him. He's an embarrassment to himself. This guy's he comes around this community. He thinks he runs in here.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
That ball's hit well out to left field. Going back on it is Andujar. It's gone! Opposite field insurance for Bryce Harper in the field.
Well, hell yeah, now we're talking. Monday morning, we get a crack at both of our bros on Mondays. Here come Randy Shaver calling in from the motherland. Right, Randy?
That's correct.
Calling from Iowa. And Brad Ryder. What's up, Brad Ryder?
Good morning. I'm out at my cabin. If you can hear the rain, it's coming down pretty hard right now.
Is it? I was going to ask. We don't have any windows around here.
It's been raining. Well, this is 2 hours west of where you're at, but it's been raining really hard for about an hour.
Ashley said you're under a tornado warning and you're likely to pass away.
Well, I am under a severe thunderstorm warning. So
is that what it is?
Yeah.
We don't have any friggin' windows. We can never see what the hell's going on around here, but I know there were supposedly some violent thunderstorms on the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, be careful.
They're already teeing off on Brad Ryder. They're headed in this direction. Randy's still on his ball and chain All-American road trip, but you are on your final stop. You're visiting one of your sons, and you're on your way back to the cities in short order, right, Randy Shaver?
That is correct. I'm in beautiful Iowa City, and we'll be on our way back home tomorrow. So, yeah, it's all good.
A little bit of a bittersweet feeling, knowing that the vacation is almost over. But
but every day's a vacation.
I was going to say he comes home to a vacation now.
Yeah,
I had forgotten that.
Yeah, every day is Saturday, Nick. So
right,
I'm not at all sad that this is over.
No, I had forgotten that you no longer serve a purpose.
Gosh, that must just be a beautiful feeling.
Oh my gosh!
And the days just all seem the same, and it's a wonderful, magical friggin' thing.
They just all blend together.
Yeah. Good for you, Brad. If things start blowing away, tell us. We want a little play-by-play from this violent storm that's whipping over your property right now.
About 10 minutes before I got in the air, there was hail.
Oh my God!
No leaf blowers to be found.
It's the loudest leaf blower of all time.
Although we are probably, we're about 6 weeks away from leaf blower season, me being back at the office every day.
Yes.
True, man. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
The leaves will be falling every day. They'll be out there every day.
I love it, man. I love that individual. I love that bit. I love how much it frustrates you at times. I do.
You get physically annoyed.
I think there was an episode what is it now? Again, this is twice today. I've forgotten what month it is. It's July. God, I don't know. When was this? Only 3 months ago. The leaf blower fired up for real at your workplace, and you kind of lost it.
Well, yeah. It was December.
Yeah. Well, was it December?
Yeah, it was.
That's right. I remember that.
December. It was like a week before Christmas.
This is going to be fun. We're going to have another fun autumn with Brad Ryder and his nemesis, the leaf blower guy.
Well, I'm not stressed out today. I told Waffle this off the air. I had a good weekend. I had my first hole-in-one ever on Saturday.
I saw that. Congrats, Brad.
A few people text that in. So how did they know? You must have posted something on social media.
I did post something on Facebook, yeah. So there might be some people who know.
So how did they celebrate, or how did you guys all celebrate?
Well, I had to buy dinner for the foursome or the people that I golfed with. So that's what I did.
I think you got to buy us dinner too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
No, it was fun. It was a long hole for a par 3. It was a 212-yard hole, and I hit it well, and it landed, and I thought maybe it rolled past the hole a little bit, so I didn't know immediately it was in. And then the guys I was with said, "No, we think it went in," and we drove up on the cart and didn't see the ball anywhere. And my immediate thought was, well, rolled over the back of the green. And so I kind of walked up and didn't see it, and then I walked up to the hole, and I was sitting in the hole.
I'm excited for you.
Wow.
Did you get it confirmed and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Of course I did.
That's awesome.
How do they confirm something like that?
Well, I mean, it's the people who you're playing with can confirm it when you go in the clubhouse afterwards. They can say that you had it. I took a bunch of pictures too. I've got a whole bunch of pictures of it. So.
The one time you're golfing by yourself? No.
Right? Yeah.
That's gonna happen to me, Waffle. I swear.
My stepson's buddy, he hit one when he was in high school. It was awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm 55 years old, and I've been playing golf off and on since I was 15, and I've never had one.
Have you come close?
I've come close a few times, but yeah.
What happened? The ball was rolling towards the hole, and a leaf blower walked up and smoked that thing out of there. Blew it right off the green.
No wonder he has PTSD around the leaf blower.
Yeah, right.
Well, the first half of the Twins season is over. What do you think? I'm pretty proud of what this club has accomplished in the first half of the year.
I think you have to be encouraged by what we're seeing, and they've battled through a bunch of different injuries throughout the year, but to look at their situation right now, they're 4.5 games behind Cleveland. More importantly, if the playoffs were to start today, they'd be a wild card team. So they're in really good position. The thing that's a little frustrating is the injury bug. Correa now out of the All-Star game because of plantar fasciitis. And they've had other players, come and go out of this lineup. If they can just stay healthy, and the miracle is Buxton's been healthy the entire time.
Yeah.
So if they can just stay healthy in the second half, I think they've got a decent chance to make some noise in the playoffs. I don't think anybody right now in the American League is running away with anything. I mean, the Orioles and the Yankees are good, but the Twins are just as good as they are, at least right now. So I think you got to be really excited about what you're seeing.
I think the Correa injury concerns me a little bit because that plantar fasciitis injury isn't one that, people say, well, it just takes a lot of time to recover. And if you're playing a sport like that every day, that's the same, not the same side of his body. It was, I think last year was his left and this year it's his right, but that was the same kind of injury he had last year that kind of put him on the shelf. And they are not real effective the second half of the season, so that's a little concerning.
It's a hell of a deal. Miranda's a little banged up. Correa, who am I missing? There's someone else in there I was reading about. But, they've had a nice first half. I mean, the ending of yesterday's game was silly. It's a silly way to end a freaking... Right. Dude clubs a triple off of Duran in the ninth inning. Twins came back in the top of the ninth to tie the game. Bottom of 9, some dude just smokes a friggin' baseball off of Duran into the gap in San Francisco. And their ballpark, that ball just rolls forever, and you can run your nuts off. Dude gets to third, and then Brooks Lee, God bless him, he's had a great showing so far in his rookie year. He throws the ball into the friggin' bleachers, and the dude is gifted home plate. That sucks, but they've had a great first half. Now they'll take a long break here for the All-Star festivities, and they'll come back on Saturday, which is a weird deal, isn't it?
What?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, they get in one more day off this year. Most teams get Friday off, too, so they come back Saturday.
And they just have, I believe, their next series is just a quick 2-game deal with the Brewers.
Yep.
It's an odd setup. By the way, just got a text message here. 651-989-9393 is how you get a hold of us. Just got a text message congratulating Brad Ryder on his hole-in-one that you were just telling us about. And the listener says, and on that foursome. I'd like to hear more about that foursome. So tonight is the Home Run Derby on ESPN starting at 7 o'clock. I think, are we all still on the same page? We talked about it last week. Yeah, it's a fun program, but it's kind of hard these days to hold us for the entirety of that show.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't move the needle.
But I'll get involved. Sure, I will. Tonight's competitors from the Baltimore Orioles, Gunther Henderson. He's hit 27 dongs already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Marcell Ozuna of the Braves, he's hit 24. Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians, one of my favorite hitters to watch, and he has been for a long time. He's hit 23. Teoscar Hernandez, we mentioned him last week.
Yep.
19 dongs on the year. That friggin' Pete Alonso guy is going to be there again. Adolis, he's a strong. Adolis Garcia from the Rangers. Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. And Alec Boom, however the hell you say. Boom, whatever the hell. I know who he is. I can never figure out. So, we'll go for it tonight. We'll see what's happening at Texas's ballpark.
How hot will it be tonight? What's the temperature in?
Oh, probably 120, probably, but it doesn't matter. They got a lid on that joint now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they do.
Yeah,
okay.
They got a lid on that joint now. As of a couple years ago, I forgot about that myself. Because this time of year, I've heard old Twins tell horror stories of playing games in Arlington, Texas this time.
Yes, just melt.
I remember watching the Twins back in the day when Texas had an outdoor ballpark and the guys would just look miserable.
Let me know, is this hot? At 8 a.m., it's going to be 102.
Oh, man. Bring 2 pairs of undies.
And I just, because we were talking about the severe weather over the weekend, and, we mentioned that Brad Ryder is getting pumped right now at his cabin. I just looked up the little interactive radar, and it looks like we're about ready to be blown right off the face of the earth here in a minute or two. I don't know if it's happening already, but...
Runs in the Dark Jesus said, wait a sec, Brad had a foursome and only got 1 of the 9 available holes? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Give the guy
Come on.
Hey, he's out of practice.
He's in his 50s.
He's in his 50s. He's out of practice. He's been married a long time.
No.
That's a young man's game, Brad Ryder.
Yes, it is.
I'd be happy with 1 as well in that situation.
Who wouldn't?
I'm going to be 56 years old in a couple weeks. I'm happy with that.
That's respectable.
Maybe 30 years ago.
And for those of you smart Alex, no, I wasn't playing the senior tees. I was playing the blue.
Oh, yeah, that matters, Drew.
I didn't even know that was a thing. There's a senior setup?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's the course I was at, there's 4 set of tees. There's championship, and then there's blue, and then there's kind of white for, men, and then there's, senior/women's tees. But I was playing the blues.
What did you just say?
Everybody calls them bitch tees, like the red tees, the women's tees.
That is foul.
Yeah.
Local 34 Jesus wants to know what club you used, Brad.
I used a 16-degree wood. So basically like a 5 wood.
I guess a 7. I thought you could hit it further.
Mankato, Minnesota, getting drilled right now by a thunder.
I am under a tornado warning, by the way, Ashley.
See?
Get upstairs.
Ashley knows stuff.
I warned you, Brad.
Get upstairs.
Go stand on the roof. Window.
They say
stand under a tree.
Yeah.
Find the biggest window you have.
I'm in a cabin. I'm not sure where to go.
Are the sirens
go into
going
your
off?
glass room.
They always say to get to the highest point in the building with the surrounded by glass.
And hold the golf club in the air.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, no, be careful, Brad Ryder.
Yeah.
Something happens. I'd love to hear you stop, drop, and roll on the radio. I would. All right. Speaking of home runs, the Oakland Athletics hit 8 home runs in their ball game yesterday against the Philadelphia Phillies, who are, record-wise, the best team in baseball?
Yes.
So that's the most dongs that one team has hit in a big league game in 24 years.
And it's the Oakland Athletics.
And it's the Oakland Athletics.
That's what makes it hilarious.
A character by the name of Lawrence Butler hit 3 of them. A couple other guys on the Athletics hit 2. The last team to eat isn't the word. Why would you eat home runs? The last team to hit at least 8 home runs, the Cincinnati Reds in the summer of 1999. And the record is 10. The Toronto Blue Jays. Yes.
In all fairness, though, the last pitcher for the Phillies was the catcher Garrett Stubbs, and he gave up 5 earned runs. So.
Okay, right. I missed that. There was one or 2 home runs hit off the catcher who was pitching. Yes.
Yeah, his ERA soared to 45 after that inning, but.
Yeah, the catcher went out there to throw.
Fairness,
throw some 62-mile-per-hour fastballs and whatnot. Okay.
It was set up as a Philly relief game where they didn't use a starter. They just used a bunch of relievers. And they got, after the first inning, just got absolutely pummeled by Oakland. So. Oh,
God. Now, the all-time record is 10 home runs in a game.
Oh, my gosh. Who did that?
The 1987 Toronto Blue Jays. So I'm picturing guys like George Bell and Lloyd Mosby. Someone tell me, I'm missing somebody. The 1987 Toronto Blue Jays. Those were two guys: George Bell, Lloyd Mosby. Who am I missing?
John Olerud? Well, he didn't hit a lot of home runs.
Was Olerud with them, or was that Crime Dog? Was Fred McGriff?
Oh, Fred McGriff.
Yeah, I don't know. I expected to hear maybe a power-packed Yankee team or something would have the all-time.
Kelly Gruber.
Oh, Kelly. He absolutely behind. He was a third baseman, was he not?
Yep.
Kelly Gruber. Bryce, I don't know. This is a kind of a shady statistic, if you ask me. Bryce Harper hit a home run for Philadelphia against Oakland yesterday, and now he has donged out against all 30 Major League Baseball teams. I mean, I get that's obviously that's a lot of home runs, but I mean, interleague play helps you achieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That ball's hit well out to left field. Going back on it is Andujar. It's gone! Opposite field, insurance for Bryce Harper and the Phils.
Oh, back to that 87 Toronto team. How could I forget Joe Carter?
Yep.
How could I forget a guy by the name of Jesse Barfield? They had a lot of power. Remember in 87, if Dick Bramer was here right now, he could tell you, and Dick will be with us tomorrow, that 87 Toronto team was almost the team that the Twins played in the ALCS that year. Was there a one-game playoff between the Tigers?
Them and the Tigers?
It was very close in the American League East in 87 between the Blue Jays and the Tigers. Jesse Barfield, good name. What would you say? Is it baseball? Is it Major League Baseball or NHL hockey? Which draft do we pay the least attention to? Would it be the NHL draft?
I would say the NHL draft, just because many of them are international players. At least in the Major League Baseball draft, there are some players that you may recognize if you watch the College World Series or if you hear about them in high school.
Even the NHL minor league system isn't quite as developed publicly as the major league system is, because some of these guys that get drafted in the NHL, they're either going back to college or maybe they'll go overseas to play, or
Even casual sports fans will pay a little bit of attention to the NFL and NBA draft, but almost none of us follow the NHL and Major League Baseball draft for whatever reason. But it happened over the weekend, and I have here in front of me the Twins selected. In the first round, the Twins selected a shortstop by the name of Kalen Culpepper, who is the son of former Viking quarterback Dante Culpepper. I'm kidding.
Yes.
I honestly wasn't sure.
Well, no one was sure. That's why I thought it would. Yeah. I thought maybe I'd let that go for the day, but then I changed my mind. There was a switch pitcher drafted 15th overall in the big league baseball draft, which means, of course, he can pitch quite accurately and with great velocity with both of his arms.
That's impressive.
Durangelo.
Didn't you go to school with his brother, Nick?
That is so funny. Yeah, the kid's first name is Durangelo.
Yeah.
I went to bed.
That's a story.
Yes.
I went to school with both of his brothers.
Oh, I just thought it was his one brother.
It was Orangelo and Lamangelo.
Yeah.
And now this is Jurangelo. Yeah.
I think a lot of our dads went to school with them.
Right. My dad went to different schools.
Different schools
together? Together with I have no idea how to say his last name. I got through Jurangelo, and then I gave up. Yeah, I'm going to... Gingy? Jurangelo Gingy, I think I have no idea. I guess he made a name for himself at the Little League World Series a number of years ago. He became the first switch pitcher in the history of the Little League World Series. Now, he went 15th overall in the draft to the Seattle Mariners. So now he's the highest pick ever for a switch pitcher. There have been a few in the past. It says he throws a lot harder with the right arm than the left. He tops out at around 98 miles per hour for a fastball with his right arm. And then he's a little... So word is the Mariners might just focus on throwing him right-handed. But they've got the option.
One thing I noticed about this draft that is maybe a little bit unusual is that it's really position player heavy in the first round. Normally you're going to see probably half and half with pitchers, because pitchers are such a commodity in the draft. But as I go through this draft this morning, there's a lot of position players, maybe more than normal.
Okay. Now, if you don't, the rule in Major League Baseball, when you have a switch pitcher, the pitcher needs to declare what hand they will pitch with prior to an at-bat. You're not allowed to change hands during an at-bat unless there's a pinch hitter or an injury or something like that. So,
does he got to keep switching gloves then?
I think that there's a special glove made where he can just switch the glove
Switch it over. Okay.
Yep. I think I've
That'd be annoying, tossing it back and forth to the dugout.
Someone just texted in and said, well, does this kid get a 200 pitch count?
I was just wondering about that.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what that would be.
If he's that damn good, I bet. I mean, this would be a miracle, of course. It would be a miracle if he was this damn good. But if he was that damn good, hell, maybe a skipper would say, hey, kid, give me 100 from the right, 100 from the left.
Yeah, pitch back-to-back days.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Played against a kid in high school from Granite Falls, Minnesota, who could throw with both sides, right and left, which was unique back in the 80s.
That is so cool.
I can't throw with either, really.
And he would have to he would have to take his glove off, like you said back then, and get a different glove if he was going to switch over. If you were left-handed, he'd throw left-handed to you. If you were right-handed, he'd throw right-handed to you.
It'd be a hell of a deal to be amphibious like that.
Yeah.
Completely amphibious.
Yeah, that'd be sweet, man.
Was he any good, Brad?
He was decent. Yeah. He wasn't bad. He was one of their team's better players back then.
Do you remember which arm was he better with?
Well, I was kind of like this guy. He threw a little harder right-handed, but he threw hard enough left-handed. So
Did you take him yard?
Impressive.
Boy, Dan, let me think into my encyclopedia of all my at-bats from high school.
Out of all of the home runs that you hit, did you hit one off of this amphibious?
I did not hit one off of him. I hit 4 in high school, but not one off of him.
Wouldn't that be something if the kid threw you right-handed and then he switched over to the left and he said, okay, I'm going to give you the blind date?
You hit one off of him left-handed, the next time up he throws right-handed and throws at your head.
What's the other term for that, Josh? Okay, I'm going to give you the
stranger.
The stranger, yeah.
Oh, the old stranger.
Hello, who are you?
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Here comes the stranger.
I've never met you before.
Speaking of pitching, did everyone see the dude at Chicago's ballpark take his crack at the speed pitch?
That was one of the worst I've ever seen.
That's so embarrassing. That video's up on 93x.com.
It's funny, the speed pitch like we have at the State Fair, and people will throw their arms out to try to win a ball cap from a team that doesn't exist anymore. I found that out firsthand a few years ago. I went to the speed pitch, and you throw your first pitch. Okay, 61. What's your call? If you correctly predict the speed of your second pitch, you win something. Mm-hmm. And I won. And I said, well, I'm trying to get out of the way. I'm not being too selective. What, are we being arrested? What the hell is that noise?
I don't know.
I wasn't trying to be too selective in what hat I was going to choose as my prize because there are people waiting behind me. So I just said, I'll take that blue one over there. Guy hands me the blue hat, and it says, New Orleans Hornets. And I said, a team that is now defunct. I thought my arm was worth more than that. So anyway, at Chicago's ballpark, they have a speed pitch set up that fans can dangle with. And in this case, it was kind of under a shed. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a lid on it. It's like under a canopy, a build.
Yeah, there's a roof. There's a roof to it.
The dude throws the ball, and he's so far off, it hits the kind of the lid of the building, and it came right back at him. Funny video. You got to see it. I know I'm not explaining it very well because it's something that I don't think it's ever happened before. Most folks that have a speed pitch set up, there isn't a lid on the deck. So he kind of throws the ball, it hits the roof, comes back right at him.
It looks like he doesn't even really know how to throw a ball because he's kind of palming the whole thing when he throws it.
Yeah, it looks like it's his first time.
I don't think he had a lot of experience with throwing a baseball.
His friends didn't give him a lot of sympathy.
No.
Oh, no.
All right, Josh covered this in his news report, but Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder ought to get a crack at this. I don't believe what I'm reading. But it says here a member of the Minnesota Vikings got in trouble with the law. Jordan Addison, the hot-shot wide receiver, the other hot-shot wide receiver.
Right.
He was arrested over the weekend on suspicion of, how do you call it? Sorry, I have terrible gas problems this morning. He was arrested on suspicion of DUI. He was allegedly asleep behind the wheel.
At the airport.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, and I said this earlier to give him credit. I mean, he had a youth football camp he showed up to yesterday, so I'd imagine, that's what he was on his way to.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he made it. It's early in the morning. It was super hot. He was out there playing with the kids, so to his credit.
Did any of the kids say, hey, my dad says that you got...
Well, the news didn't break till afterwards, so I saw it and I thought, oh, man, he must have been leaving that and something happened, right?
Oh, you thought maybe he was drunk at the kids' event.
Well, I didn't know because it said Jordan Addison arrested. I'm like, well, this morning he was right there.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And so then, reading the story, it was Friday night.
Yeah, this isn't good.
No.
This isn't good.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Ashley, the dude's got all the money in the world. Just call an Uber or something.
The story is
Why
he
would you
was
do that?
in the area of the Los Angeles by God International Airport, and he was blocking a lane of traffic, and there he is behind the wheel just... And this is the same guy last year who was charged with speeding and reckless driving for going 140 miles an hour in a 55.
Hire a driver.
Well, if you're drunk, sure, hire a driver. But if you're sober, how about not going 140 miles an hour when the rest of us are going around 60?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Can we ask you to... Just the stupidity is off the charts.
I mean, for Pete's sake, he has a teammate die the week before from getting hit by a drunk driver.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
that's a great point, Josh.
That is a great point. I'd completely forgotten.
I mean, if there's ever a time of the year where you're going to realize maybe I shouldn't be doing this, that would be it.
Right.
So that reckless driving charge last year was dismissed. Who knows what will come of this arrest?
Well, this won't be dismissed.
Don't be stupid.
Right.
Good Lord. I don't get it.
And just when the Vikings were not leading the league in arrests, then this comes along.
Going back to what they do best.
Yeah, we had just gotten ourselves in a position where we weren't leading the league in arrests, and now we're back in the picture.
Yeah. The Vikings always seem to nail that operation, don't they?
The Vikings and the Bengals.
Yeah. Just players just windmilling in and out of jail constantly. It's just so stupid. All right. Now, speaking of wide receivers, is there something wrong with Jerry Rice? They had some wacky ex-athlete golf tournament over the weekend.
Is this the thing that's in Lake Tahoe?
Lake Tahoe, yes.
Oh, I love that event. That's such a great event.
I watched a little bit of it yesterday, yeah.
There was some of it on at the bar on Friday night, I think. I saw Charles Barkley golf. Anyway.
I think Joe Mauer was playing in that thing.
I wouldn't guess if our guy Mike Madonna was there. I know he's an excellent golfer.
Actually, Nick, I think Adam Thielen led the event after the first round.
When I watched it yesterday, he was in fifth. I don't know where he finished.
Why can't I remember who Adam Thielen is?
Oh, my God.
Remember he went to the Panthers and said they had a shot at winning
the Viking. I'm sorry. When I mentioned Madonna and then you said Thielen, I was still on hockey, and I'm trying to picture a hockey player. Sorry. Adam Thielen, sure. The kid from around here, he played some football. All right. So an ex-jock golf tournament. Jerry Rice had a meltdown, just a ridiculous meltdown at this tournament when a reporter asked him, being probably the greatest wide receiver of all time. A reporter asked him, hey, man, do you think the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiving group is good enough to win another Super Bowl? And this set Jerry Rice off. He's stomping around. He's threatening, I'll F you up. He's getting in this reporter's face. I don't know what's wrong with him. Afterwards, after he was calmed down, he said, so he challenges the guy to a fight. He's shouting, if you want some, come get some at this reporter. The reporter says, this is the craziest thing he's ever seen in his life. Afterwards, Rice says he thought that they were mocking his former team, the 49ers, after losing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs.
Why would that even matter anyway? That still doesn't warrant his reaction.
A little bit of a stretch.
So, I mean, we've covered many times about how one of the things that gets an athlete like Jerry Rice over the top, other than his athletic talents, is an unbelievable competitive edge. These are some of the most competitive people. That's part of what makes some of these guys great. And I guess that still hasn't gone away for Jerry Rice. Just the mere mention of the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that beat his former team in the Super Bowl, the mere mention of it, he thought they were trying to start trouble. He just really made an ass out of himself. Just really. Afterwards, when he calmed down, he said, listen to this. Jesus Christ, man, dial it back. He said, I'm going to defend the San Francisco 49ers. This is my history.
Oh, shut up.
Maybe you want to sit down and take a break.
Right. At a golf event that's basically about having fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's, oh, man.
Dude.
Didn't he also play for the Seahawks and Raiders, too?
Yeah. But that was...
Is he going to defend their honor?
I don't think he has the same sensitivity about the...
Right.
Just really odd. It struck me as kind of odd and frightening that he would react that way.
He must have not been playing very well.
Yeah, exactly. He must not have gotten a hole in one.
No.
You know what made everyone feel better, though? You know what calmed everybody down and got them back in a good mood? Alfonso Ribeiro was there.
Oh, yeah.
And he did the Carlton.
Of course he did.
That'll always help.
Yeah, that was great. That put me in
That never gets old.
My wife can do an incredible Carlton. That's why I married her.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
so cool.
She's very, very good at it.
I'd love to see that.
I'll tell you what. Oh, speaking of, Brad Ryder just told us 15, 20 minutes ago he hit a hole-in-one over the weekend, his very first hole-in-one. Congratulations again, Brad. Congratulations, I said, Brad.
Thank you.
He was soaking it in.
At this ex-jock golf tournament that pissed Jerry Rice off so badly, another Hall of Fame wide receiver from that same era, Tim Brown, recorded a hole-in-one, and it won him a boat.
That's sweet.
It's too bad you weren't at one of those charity deals, Brad, where it would have won you.
Right.
Well, this is the only shot of the day when you make an ace on the difficult par 3. Hands down, the best shot of the day.
That was the audio of Tim Brown on the 12th hole. They call it a par 3. Wasn't that your situation too, Brett? Brad Ryder? He won a boat by $200,000 boat.
Wow.
So sweet. Ah.
Yeah, I've been at those charity events, too, where if you get one, you get a car or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't even know about the boat. He saw the boat sitting there. He thought it was just a promotion. Hey, here's a new... Marcus Allen. He was golfing with Marcus Allen and Jerome Bettis. They had to say, hey, dumbass, you just won a boat. You ever... anyone here ever play the Chili... the Chili Open on Lake Minnetonka?
No.
No.
God, we used to get drunk as all hell and head down to the Chili Open.
And then eat chili later? That is not good. That cannot be good.
No.
Ashley, that was our problem. We never ate anything.
Uh-oh.
So Hot Tub and I and a bunch of guys were out there for the Chili Open, and they had that set up on some of the holes out there on the ice. if you hit a hole-in-one, which no one was going to do. If you hit a hole-in-one, you won a truck or this or that. So Hot Tub is really excited. He wants to win this truck. And he swings his nuts off at the ball, misses, loses the grip on the golf club, and the golf club hits the truck that they're trying to give away that afternoon. That was an all-timer. It was, what's the term again? It was suspended animation as that club was sailing closer and closer to this brand-new Toyota or whatever they were trying to. It's not going to hit it, is it? Oh, Christ, it is. Sold-out crowd at Target Center yesterday to see Caitlin Clark.
That's cool.
And she went ahead and she and her club, the Indiana Fevers, ended up beating the Lynx. Sold-out crowd, so.
They'll come back again next month and play again, right?
Right.
They come back in August, I believe.
Yep.
I think that's the game where they're going to retire Maya Moore's jersey.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, that's her hero.
Clark's big fan, yeah.
Yep.
So that was a cool deal. I mean, she sold the joint out. Oh, real quick, here's a text that just came in back to football. A listener says, I don't know, I didn't read about this. I wish I could tell you, but maybe someone else can help you out. Do you know why Kevin Stefanski got fired?
He didn't get fired.
I was Googling that. I don't see anything unless.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Guy had a question. He must be mistaken.
I have not seen anything about Kevin Stefanski being fired.
Didn't he just?
Well, this time of the year, you're not going to fire your head coach now.
I thought he just signed an extension, like after the season. Yeah,
Okay.
if you send us a link.
Sorry, bruh. We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you see the highlight yesterday? They had an IndyCar race in Iowa. What the heck?
Really?
What do you?
What?
Cows everywhere and whatnot. How do you have a? Yeah.
In Des Moines?
Well, the Iowegian Speedway. Where's that? I don't know.
I think it's in Des Moines.
They had an IndyCar race. There was a terrible crash, and one car landed on top of another. And somehow it did not result in any serious injuries. It could have been a lot worse. They just, I don't even know how fast those friggin' cars go, but my God, when they crash, it's just a mess. And one ended up on top of the other. Dude who was, on the bottom side of that situation, he didn't look like he was having a hell of a lot of fun, but they got him out of there pretty quickly. One of the guys involved in the race is a guy called Stingray Robb. I've never heard of him, but he sounds pretty cool.
That is cool.
You guys, are you familiar with Stingray Robb?
No,
I am not.
I'd like to be, though. He sounds awesome.
Is that video up on our website so folks can see the upside down thing happening?
Yes.
Fair enough. And also, God help us, I took too big a hit. Look at that. Sorry, Josh, you're getting a lot of the smoke.
That's all right.
Josh got a little contact high over there.
It's calming me down a little bit, Daddy-o.
I took the biggest hit. Randy knows what I'm talking about. He's retired now.
Yes.
Randy, folks are telling me that the Iowegian Speedway is in a town called Newton.
Which is near Des Moines.
Okay. You ever get any action over there in Newton?
No.
No.
No, I try to stay away from that area.
Oh. Didn't go well, huh?
I'm an eastern Iowa guy.
There was a UFC fight over the weekend. A ladies' fight. And one gal got punched so hard, her fake eyelashes fell off of her face.
That was pretty
hard.
That slow motion was pretty funny.
It was.
Watching that thing fly through
Well,
the
why
air.
are you wearing those damn things to a fight?
I was wondering that myself.
I've never worn them, so I'm not sure how, I guess, durable they are. It doesn't seem like they're very durable.
No. Tracy Cortez versus Rose Namajunas. This was Saturday night, and at one point in the fight, Namajunas punched Cortez in her face so hard you could see her fake eyelashes flying off of her face during the slow motion replay. That's fun.
That is.
But I don't know why you'd go into a fight wearing those damn things. I know I've had some fun in the past watching television wrestling where the ladies wear the hair extensions, and those end up in a garbage can somewhere because they get stepped on or torn out and what.
A lot of those girls wear fake eyelashes too, and maybe they just got better glue. Maybe this girl just needs better eyelash glue.
Glue.
Or knock you punched in the face.
That would help as well.
I mean, you actually put glue on your eyelid and then put a eyelash on top of that, huh?
Yeah, that's how those work. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
think
glued
it's
on.
like protective. I'm not really sure. I don't know. It
All right.
scares me. That's why I don't do it. Is because I'm like you, Nick. I'm like I don't know. I don't like that stuff near my eyes.
See, I'm blessed with gorgeous, natural, long eyelashes.
Of course you are. You're a boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boys always have the prettiest eyelashes.
You taking a good look at mine?
I have seniors. Yeah, they are beautiful.
They'll change you. Yeah.
You're gonna fly away with those things.
They'll throw you. Oh, boys. All right. One more little something or another here for Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Brad, how's the weather up there? When we started the break, you said there was a tornado warning at your cabin.
Yep, things right here are calm now, but it's headed your way, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We got something coming our way, that's for sure. Real quick, before we go, tell me if there's any other route we could take with this. Somebody busted out the most overplayed rock songs at sporting events. Does anything come to mind right away?
We Will Rock You.
Welcome to the jungle.
Well, definitely
YMCA.
What?
Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, that one does get pumped.
Sweet Caroline.
That's a good song, though.
See, that, to me, that's more of a bar song.
Yeah, I don't think of that in a sporting event.
Other outside of Fenway, of course.
Yeah, Boston has a hard-on for Neil Diamond.
How about We Are the Champions?
No, we Will Rock You. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yep.
one. But usually, if you hear We Are the Champions, you don't care because something great has happened. We Will Rock You, of course, that gets the crowd going. Here's what folks decided. Someone said, Welcome to the Jungle. Here's what, in no particular order, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. Yes, without a friggin' doubt.
Yeah.
Back when my dad and I were season ticket holders for the Minnesota Vikings, for a few years, I got so sick of hearing that friggin' song at kickoff that I did lose my temper a couple times at total strangers in the seats. It's not even that great of a song in the first place, in my opinion.
I like it.
I've gone down the... It really isn't. It really is.
I mean, you hear Crazy Train a lot. You hear some Metallica a lot.
There you go.
Or Enter Sandman.
But before, I have to do my rant on Guns N' Roses again. That album, Appetite for Destruction, obviously one of the greatest a great record. But if I would have been in charge, I would have picked 4 or 5 songs before I led that record with Welcome to the Jungle. But it worked for them. I just have never really liked that song in the first place, and Mr. Brownstone absolutely sucks. Anyway, Welcome to the Jungle. Josh, you got it. Enter Sandman. They've burned that one out as well.
Well, the Vikings, don't they use For Whom the Bell Tolls at kickoff? Or
It's been a while since I've been to a game. I don't know.
What cool song.
For Whom the Bell Tolls?
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. Enter Sandman by Metallica. I don't know if I know this one. I mean, I know I've heard it said out loud before. Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes.
Oh, yeah, you definitely know that.
Oh, sure.
He's going to Wichita.
Oh, yeah.
He's always talking about going to Wichita.
Yeah. I'm going to Wichita.
Happy birthday, Jesse.
It's Jesse Ventura's birthday today.
is, yeah.
So we should revisit that. I remember we did a bit once where he said, I'm going to Wichita. Someone said Crazy Train. That's in there too. Yes, but then again, I've been burned out on Crazy Train since I was a 6th grader.
Still love it.
Oh, I can't stand it. You can still listen to Crazy Train?
Oh, yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Absolutely.
You know what else you can put in a garbage can right next to it? Pour some friggin' sugar on me.
Oh,
I'm tired of that one.
And then Thunderstruck. I don't know if anyone said yes. Unfortunately, Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
How about On and On by Stephen Bishop?
On and on, it just keeps on.
I mean, that's a great stadium. It's a great stadium song. That's right.
That gets people pumped.
We know you love Stephen Bishop's 77 hit On and On.
That'll get you fired up.
That's why Josh and I love our broski over at the XL Energy Center so much, because what does he do? He mixes it up.
He does. And he'll play stuff like Mr. Big and things like that.
I think you know this, Josh. He's one of my good friends. I play golf with him a lot.
I think.
Rudolph.
Yeah,
Steve Rudolph. Yep.
I think you're the guy that hooked us up with him.
Steve Rudolph?
Rudy, they call him.
Well, yeah, he mixes it up, and it's not that hard.
Yeah,
he does music for the Vikings too. He's the Wild music guy, the Vikings music guy, and go for football.
He's the best. And cool dude too.
Yep.
This is great. We're getting texts on songs that people are burned out by at the ball games. Everybody clap your hands.
Oh, I agree.
I want more of that.
Don't stop believing. Sure, when your team is down, you living on an F me running prayer. Absolutely. Put that in a friggin' burn bin. Oh, God. Right Now by Van Halen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No.
That'll aggravate you.
I don't know. Some of those songs I couldn't get sick of. I love that song.
Do you right now?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I sure do.
I don't know. You've got a high tolerance. Got a high tolerance. All right, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Thank you for every damn thing.
Oh, by the way, Randy, did you get College Football 25?
Well, people
Comes out Friday.
People told us it's released early today.
Release
Yeah,
today.
I thought it was Friday.
Really?
Yeah, people are already posting gameplay videos and stuff. I know.
Oh, my.
Get excited.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to
come
look
home
around
and
for
get
it
that.
today.
Disappointed he planned his whole trip around not being home when this came out.
He's going to get a Jordan
Oh,
Addison
yeah.
like 140-mile-an-hour ticket home.
When do you- you're going to have to say goodbye to Roseanne for a little while.
The new college football video game.
Yep. Just came out today.
Well,
Wow.
F me running side.
I'm going to look for it today. I don't know if they know about video games in Iowa.
Teach them, Sensei.
They have Pong.
Yeah, you can get it for the PlayStation 1.
It's got Pong, Brad said.
Yep, they have Pong.
Yes, exactly.
No way they have modern video games in Iowa.
I don't think so.
Not
'cause
current.
We just got color TV last week.
We'll talk to you boys later.
All right.
See ya.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
The Rolling Stone Music Now podcast gets inside the biggest stories with Rolling Stone senior writer Brian Hyatt, Snoop Dogg, and Lotto.
Let me give you one of my secrets. I remain the biggest kid in the room at all times. As a kid, you can't believe that. Look at where you at. Keep making it about fun.
Yeah, we blessed to be able to do a job that's like fun.
There's two funds that's the most important funds in the world. Funds that you make off of the fun that you have.
Rolling Stone Music Now, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, here we are. It's Monday morning, 8:31 is the time. It's hot and humid. We're all going to be sucked across town by violent thunderstorms any minute now. Welcome back to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. You know what Wapple told us yesterday, or not yesterday, today. What Wapple told us today when we got here today is National Dork Day. Dana will be Grand Marshal of the parade later this afternoon.
Absolutely.
I did ask our listening audience, we asked our listening audience a little bit earlier, what makes you a dork? I did receive a couple of texts I wanted to share with you. What makes you a dork here on National Dork Day? Matt the Machine Jesus said, I'm such a dork, I named my daughter Zelda after the Legend of Zelda video games.
I brought that up to my fiance, and that's a non-starter.
I'm sorry, you brought what up?
I brought up if we have a daughter one day to name her Zelda, and she said absolutely not.
Christ almighty, you two aren't planning on having kids, are you?
Well, I think that's the only reason she's marrying Dana. She's reaching a certain age. She needs someone to impregnate her. She wants to be an honest woman.
Oh, God.
It's going to be Nintendo-themed in some way, is it not?
We settled on Letty, who's a character in Fast and Furious.
Oh, that's such a cute
Are you being
I like
serious about this?
Mm-hmm.
You got to go back to Zelda.
Here's a listener that says, I'm a dork because I will not remember your name, but if you have a tractor, I'll remember the year, make, and model, no problem. A tractor dork.
Wow.
That's a cool kind of dork.
Are you guys like that with dogs? We are like in the neighborhood. You might not know exactly the name, but you know the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
When I lived in my last apartment building, I knew everybody by just, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that's Cody's owner,
Yeah, they're the one that has that cute little golden retriever. Yeah.
National Dork Day today. Celebrate your ass off. All right, has this ever been you? Have you ever been the one person that managed to ruin something for everyone?
Thank goodness, no.
Have you ever
I
been
don't know if I could get over that.
the one person that managed to ruin something for everyone? Yeah, I guess knowing you, Josh, yeah, you would never get over something like that.
I wouldn't want to ruin it for everybody else.
I know it's kind of tough. Think a little bit. Think for a minute. Take your time. The scenario, maybe if you're not understanding exactly the scenario, what I pictured right away was a military scenario. Like you're the guy who had a jelly donut in his Foot Locker and now everyone has to run laps. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I can think of, well, I didn't ruin things for everyone, but I ruined things for a few people. I was the guy that got tobacco banned at one of my old warehouse gigs because I always had a big fatty in my lip and the boss hated me. And he warned me a couple, 3 times, hey, don't be chewing here in the warehouse. And I said, yeah, all right. But I didn't care. So I just kept up with it. And he hated me so badly. And so he was so tired of seeing me with a big chew in my lip that he banned. But here's the cute part. Cigarettes were still okay.
That makes no sense.
Right, but he banned chewing tobacco. Cigarette smokers were still able to duck out the door for 10 minutes and burn one, but chewing tobacco was banned in the warehouse. I quit quite quickly afterwards, but I guess
tobacco?
No.
Nope.
No, of course
tobacco.
not.
Your
No.
loyalty tobacco.
That particular job.
Yeah.
So that's the one example I can think of for myself.
Transit mechanic Jesus said he's responsible for his company's social media policy. And he says he's not proud of that. If you don't mind, get back to us and give us some details. Somebody says, didn't I get meaning me, Josh, didn't you get the Playboy taken away? Yeah, I guess that would count. I wasn't really considering that. There was, in middle school, there was a communal Playboy that would be passed around amongst the gentlemen in the school. Mm-hmm. And I no sooner got it home than my mom found it and threw it away.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
So I did. I totally forgot about that. And to this day, I feel bad about it.
I know.
I'm thinking, like, how am I going to tell them? What am I going to say tomorrow?
That's a great memory by that listener. Yeah, you told the Playboy story not that long ago. So I guess that's one example. Text us, 651-989-9393. If you have been that one person that managed to ruin things for everyone, no matter what it is. Or maybe you were just on the front lines, like one of your buddies maybe ruined things for everyone. But I like the topic. Here are some examples. Well, the office that this individual worked at had a room for napping. Napping. This is quite a dramatic way to ruin the nap room. But it says here someone used the trash can as a toilet.
Oh no!
Had me in the first half.
Not in the nap room.
They took away the nap room. Used a trash can as a toilet.
Who did that?
There's one rule in the nap room: no number twos. No number twos in the nap room.
I actually would have thought it would be self-pleasure in the nap room or something like that versus somebody just pooping in a garbage can. I know people the work from home thing has been ruined at certain offices they realize nobody's working at home. Or I shouldn't say nobody, but some people aren't working from home.
They find ways to take advantage of that for sure.
Someone got caught, cheating that system. Maybe someone accidentally sent some porn or something from one computer to... Sure, I could see how that would destroy working from home. Too bad. Now you's all got to come into the building.
This person says they got duct tape banned from a church camp. Explain that one.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's got to be a story there.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm seeing some come in on the text machine now. How about a sales job here? One Friday, the boss said he'd go to the store and buy beer at 3 o'clock if everyone hit their quota for phone calls. Sales job, you got to make some phone calls. Boss said if everyone made 65 calls each, it's a lot of calls, but what do I know about the gig? He'd go out and buy some beer. One guy only made 63. Everyone else made their 65 calls. One guy only made 63, and he did it on purpose. And when he was asked what the problem is, he said, I can afford my own beer.
Oh, God.
Such a douche.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Everybody, we all know somebody like that, right? Ugh.
I don't need anyone to buy me beer.
I remember there was another time I ruined it for everybody. We were getting ready to move out of our townhome development, and I wanted to replace the grass in the back because the dogs had ruined it. And it was playoff baseball time, and I was recording the game. So I went out and I thought, well, I rented a sod cutter, and I no sooner turned it on than there's sparks flying everywhere.
Oh, no.
And apparently, the cable wasn't actually buried. It was laid right underneath the sod for cable TV. And all of a sudden, my neighbors are coming out of there going, hey, dude, do you have cable? And I was like, no, I have no idea what happened. I don't have it either. I went inside. I had cable. I was one of 3 that still had it because they had a different line running in my house.
Oh, man. Dude.
So I felt like the world's biggest jerk.
That is a colossal F-up.
Oh, I know.
Did you tell them it was you?
Yeah, I told them it was me.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to.
For the first couple seconds, I denied it. Like, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I certainly didn't just cut a cable with a sod cutter.
Now, this doesn't factor into the quality of the story at all. But I'm just curious. Were you doing that out of the kindness of your own heart? You were in a townhouse and you decided to replace the sod? That wasn't your responsibility, I would imagine.
Well, I mean, nobody said to, but maybe they would have said something. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to. It didn't look the greatest.
God.
You're the best.
Bartending gig.
I bet my neighbors would disagree.
Yeah, true.
The Twins probably lost that playoff game anyway.
Odds are they did. I know some of you have some experience working in bars. Bartender. Boss said everyone can have a couple beers while working. Someone got wasted. Ruined it for everyone.
Yep, the same thing happened one of the places I worked at. We did late nights, and there was the servers and bartenders would turn into shot girls and beer tub girls. And so as a shot girl, you could take a couple shots every now and then until one girl got completely blacked out and threw up and ruined it for everybody.
Oh.
I hate her still.
Did you dislike her ahead of time?
Yes, so it did not help.
This is a great idea from Simon. You know, we mentioned the communal Playboy. Once it made it to my house, my mom threw it away, and my friends weren't excited about that. And I do feel guilty about it all these years later. And he said, this is the way to do it. All I got to do is buy some porn mags and just hand them out at a local elementary school. Give back to the kids.
Yeah,
bring it full circle.
absolutely.
And I will feel better. Thank you for that.
We're talking about situations where one person ruined everything for everybody else by their actions. Something silly that they did to ruin everything for everyone else. Now, this is a good one. Certainly plays into what we got going on these days. This example reads, there's always that one kid in the classroom that can't leave their effing phone alone. Now they're all in a box at the front of the class.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that happened all the time.
Yeah, we never had that experience, obviously. No cell phones.
No.
Andrew said, I once spilled my beer on a cable box at a New Year's Eve party during the countdown.
Oh, no.
Spilled his beer on the cable box during the countdown.
Yeah, so how are you going to know it's midnight? Plumbing Jesus once shut off all the lights at his local skating rink just as a joke. Little did I know, he says, it took 15 minutes for them to turn it back on. Everyone was pissed and went home.
There was chaos in there.
Boy, the oddball Jesus and a few other people are saying they're the reasons drink tickets exist at their work function. You can only have 2.
Man, I didn't think about that. Yeah, we used to have, not at this workplace, but one of my gigs before I got into radio. Oh my God, the Christmas party was just this lawless. You guys know we every holiday season we share off the chain, out of control Christmas party stories. But the first year I worked there, open bar. Hell no, that didn't happen the second year. It was a drink ticket situation because, oh, my God.
Well, who screwed it up here? I mean, there's a no drinking, and nobody follows it, but a no drinking policy at anything work-related.
I can think of a few examples.
Yeah, there's a couple that come to mind, but I don't know if that's official or not.
This is many.
But that's a big company-wide thing. I mean,
I suppose
so somebody somewhere in some market screwed it up for the rest of us.
I mean, I could think of some examples from decades ago that certainly contributed to the company agreeing with a no drinking policy at company events, at workplace events. I mean, we've had a couple of the interns crashing the damn station vehicles.
Yeah, that's where my mind immediately went. Was a couple of the interns.
Here's and we got to take a break, but I'm looking forward to going through the text messages here from our listeners on that one person who managed to ruin things for everyone. Here's a damn situation. Junior high. Field trips got squashed. No more field trips. I mean, I guess by junior high, you're old enough. It's not like you're doing cartwheels in the hallway over a field trip, right?
Oh, no, you are, because somebody ruined...
We were over it by then.
Nah, somebody ruined our 8th grade field trip, and we were supposed to go to Valley Fair.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that sucked.
Well, no, I get it.
I'm picturing like going to the art museum or
something
like
lame like that. Yeah. I mean, not lame, but not as exciting.
I get it, Ashley. In grade school, that's more when it was like, yay, field trip, and you just wet your pants on site, right? Mm-hmm. Junior high, I mean, and like Josh said, you started to go to more boring, wasn't a big deal. But here's the thing. Field trips got squashed forever at this individual's junior high because someone got a BJ on the bus.
Oh, no. That's kind of awesome.
Oh, exactly. So I bet most of the kids at the school were kind of torn as to how to react to that. Sure, we're a little bit mad, but at the same time, boy, we're proud of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You're not really mad at, especially the receiver, right?
You can't be. He's a friggin' hero.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
All right, it happens. It happens every once in a while. You're that guy or gal that ruins things for everybody. Sometimes it's on purpose. Sometimes it's just an F-up. That's what we've been talking about here the last few minutes. The one person who ruined everything for everybody else. Here are some texts that have come in from our wonderful listening audience. God help us. When I was 15, this listener says, I went and stayed out at my grandpa's farm with my 4 cousins for the summer. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
But he says I ended up wrecking the 4-wheeler on the first day.
Oh. Day one even.
Tough coming back from that. That's going to be a long summer.
He says his cousins were piffed.
I'd bring it up every day. Like, wow, we wouldn't have to walk over there if you wouldn't have broken the 4-wheeler.
Summer just started, dude, and on day 1, you mangled the 4-wheeler. One listener says, boot camp, one person ruined it for everybody every day. I can believe that.
Mm-hmm. Brick My Pants Jesus said his buddy and him got all the cough syrup locked up behind the counters at the military base they were stationed at, and he said, we weren't coughing, I'll tell you that. Guitar Building Jesus used to operate an underground directional drill, so they're putting in a new power line in a residential neighborhood. They hit the main power. It wasn't marked. The day before Thanksgiving, he said, and he was soon bombarded by everyone in the neighborhood cooking pies and prepping Thanksgiving dinners. It was a sad day.
I'll be damned. Yeah, now sometimes it's just a mistake. Yeah. You effed up. But there are others who, this is very elaborate. An elaborate, disgusting way to ruin things for everyone. Listener says, I'm the reason a specific fast food joint doesn't have trash cans in the men's room anymore.
Come on, man.
You want to hear more about this?
Yeah.
He says, when I was younger, I thought it was absolutely hilarious to take a poo on the lid of the trash can, and then you step on the pedal and you fling the poo at the wall. It's like the automatic catapult with that step, the pedal.
Boy, if you're a little kid, I could see that being a blast.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
God, that sounds horrible.
I mean, I can still see the appeal.
Yeah, I can too.
I'd avoid it at this point.
Those poor workers.
Yeah, the new worker has to go clean it up.
Yeah.
That's what I think about now, right?
Yep.
Just knowing somebody's got to clean that up.
Working at my dad's shop in 1987, I dropped a massive steel bar directly on my big toe, and I smashed it real bad. From then on out, steel toe boots became policy. Ruined it for... I would bet those are not as comfortable as regular boots, and
They're expensive, too.
boys and girls might have been a little pissed. Yes, cost a few bucks. You ever heard this before, Josh? I don't know that I have. At least in this case, someone worked as a repo agent. And I guess it was cool for the employees to use a repoed vehicle over the weekend.
Hey.
Okay? But this individual ruined it for everybody. He claims he put 5,000 miles on one of the repoed cars in one weekend.
Jesus.
Where the hell did you go?
A buddy of mine, he's got a business, and a couple of his employees were kind of messing up. And so we took him to lunch to talk to him about it, like, hey, we got to get our stuff together. This is a business and everything. And as they're sitting there talking by his vehicle, it got repoed because he forgot to pay his bill like 6 months in a row. He thought it was set up on like an auto payment, and it wasn't. So everything he had just said about, come on, take responsibility for your actions and everything, just went away with the repo man.
That
His
hurts.
vehicle's towed away.
Now, a couple of you have texted in saying that at your warehouse, you, and God bless you for this, you insisted on playing our morning show when everyone's working in the warehouse, and we appreciate that a lot. But a couple of you have said that the wrong bit played, something a little graphic, or our conversation was a little too much, and that got radio banned at your workplace.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't like those stories.
We played back or front or queef or fart or something, and the boss didn't like it. And it wasn't just turn the radio station. The answer was no more radio in the warehouse. And you were that guy that ruined it for everybody.
I wish we had like the funds to give everyone Bluetooth headphones or something, just to avoid something like this.
One listener says, I got beers at our shop. I wrecked the beers on Friday's gimmick at our shop because one time I drove out of there and got a DUI.
That ain't good.
I ruined a family reunion when I almost drowned in a pool when I was 7.
Yeah, that'll put a damper on the day, I guess.
I'm not necessarily going to blame the kid.
No.
And then one more. Talking about when you do something that ruins things for everybody. 8th grade, basketball team went to the state tournament. All the young kids got on a bus to come to the cities. There were so many of us making out with girls on the bus ride down to the cities that they changed it. They changed the rule to girls on one buses and boys on the other.
Yep, that happened to me too on one of our field trips. And it wasn't even anything like cool. She just like kissed this boy on a cheek, and then on his face cheek. And then
thank you for clarifying.
I don't think any of us were thinking of the other.
Oh, I was.
You were.
It was girls on one side of the bus, boys on the other side of the bus.
Yeah, in this guy's case, he says it was his very first time rounding second base, so it was kind of a drag. Ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, not good. Before we get out of here, Randy Shaver's on my free list. Jesus wants to wish her man, Big Balls Batman Jesus, a happy birthday from the wifey. Have a great Monday.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.